Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good night, depending on where you're watching in your part of the world. Welcome, Daniel Batal. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing great, Mr. D. Nimmin. How are you doing today, pal?
I'm doing great. We're going to do YouTube channel reviews today. This is not going to cost you a penny. What we want you to do, if you want your channel reviewed, just type in, please review my channel in the chat and be very specific. Like, please review my channel. Have a look at my thumbnails. Please review my channel. Look at my channel art. Look at my descriptions. Let us know what you want us to look at. Otherwise, we're just going to do a quick glance over your channel and give you some feedback there. And we're not going to waste any time today. Per usual, if you've been here on our streams, you know that we like to power through and pull up as many channels as humanly possible. So, Daniel Batal, are you ready to get started, sir?
Yeah, let's do this. Let me pull someone out of the chat here, and let's jump right in. It doesn't make any sense to waste time, especially when as old as we are. You know what I'm saying? I think stuff goes by quickly at our age. So let's pull up. There's someone in the chat called Kitchen Draft. Let's pull up that channel and see what we got going on over here.
Here we go. And I want to say before we get started, everybody in the stream right now, give this a thumbs up. Share this out on Twitter. Share this out on Facebook. Let everybody know we are live right now and we are doing channel reviews. Let's get the party started. Let's roll.
Okay, let's see. It's called Kitchen Draft. I see the knife and fork. That's pretty simple. I love the image right here of the food on the fork. Homemade cooking, new recipe every Friday. Click to subscribe. Here is a perfect example of defining a value proposition and just laying it out simply so it's unmistakable. Kitchen Draft, channel name is great. I see kitchen. I know it's something to do with going on in the kitchen. What is it? Here's the image of the food. Homemade cooking, new recipes every Friday. So this is a homemade cooking recipe channel that's going to teach you how to make cool homemade recipes, and they're going to upload once a week. You got everything was nice and simple. Right into look at the packaging. There's not a ton of words. It's easy. It's a great image. Look at how good the image is too, D.
Right.
That is so great. I love it. I love it. And then one single link, not links to a million places, right? Because it's under 1,000 subscribers. So the focus here is I'm really just trying to grow the channel. So click to subscribe. Done. And when I scroll down, like that is a
standing.
Where is the? That was extremely well done. That's what we love to see. Someone who, it doesn't matter your channel size. If you can consider best practices, what is it I'm trying to do with my channel? I'm trying to become part of a conversation on YouTube, and I want people to understand the conversation I'm trying to enter and be a part of. This screams it. D, pick it up from here. What do you think scrolling down on this page? What do you see? What do you like? What do you dislike?
All right, well, first of all, I love right at the top, right? People are talking about what type of video should I make? How should I craft my titles? The best broccoli. This is the best broccoli pasta. Super compelling title. I love it. And I think as the channel grows, these types of compelling titles are going to do better for the channel. A little bit hard to kind of get the ball rolling as a new channel using this method, but the title is very clear. It speaks to me. This is the best broccoli pasta. I might have gone a little bit further and put like maybe this is the best 5-minute broccoli pasta or something along those lines. This is the best homemade broccoli pasta. That would have been more in alignment with the homemade cooking messaging up in the channel art. Going down to the bottom there, simple Italian food recipes prepared my way. Keyword phrase there is simple Italian food recipes. I love that. Grouping all of the simple Italian food recipes into a bingeable playlist, which is the right thing to do. I like the imaging. It's got the cooking, or they got the food on there. The only thing I would say be weary of, you see the second thumbnail over there? Right there, you got you got white text on top of the white plate, and the contrast isn't there. When you are putting thumbnails together, think of contrast, right? So if you're putting one color text, if your font is one color and it's going over another background color, so if you have a white background, you don't want a light colored font, right? You want something with the stark contrast. You want red, green, blue, yellow, black, something the complete opposite of white. And you just went off there. You just pulled them off.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull around here and do two things. Sorry.
That's all right. You back?
I'm learning it. I'm figuring it out. Sorry.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind with your thumbnails. Like some of these are really good. Like look at the sauce over here on the far right. You see
Where are we looking at?
The
Which
black
one?
sauce with the yellow behind it over there.
This one here?
Yeah, like look at how much the word sauce stands out.
Yeah. Well, you know what I like here, D? You know what I really like about this channel is I love small channel trying different things with the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Maybe this will
Testing them
work.
out.
Let me try it here. What if I do a versus? What if I do a really great image with no text and I just put my branding element in the upper right? Oh, let me try it a little. I love that you're testing. I love that you're a smaller channel. I love that you're trying different things. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Yes.
And then making notes as to what did well. Like I'd be looking at this. One of the things I tell you, like Dee was saying, this is the best broccoli pasta. Like this is a month ago and it's got 94 views. Is this the right video to put there? One of the things you guys can all think about is when you're a new viewer to the channel, right? I'm someone who's not subscribed. We're here looking at your channel. This is a great messaging. It absolutely meets the value proposition of homemade cooking, new recipes every Friday. Here's a recipe. But is this the right one? A simple thing you can do is go over to your videos tab, and if all of your views are organic, sort them by most popular and learn which one really is connecting so far just based on performance. Here's one that's got 1,500 views, easy bolognese sauce made in a crock pot. Maybe that's the one.
Boom.
I love it, right? Maybe that's the one that has performed a little better. And I shouldn't say better because that was a year ago. This is a month ago and this is already up to 94 views. But the other one has 1,500 views. Maybe that belongs here. And we both noticed that this thumbnail on that one it really popped. That was a really great thumbnail
really
style.
Yeah.
So just from the outside looking in, I think you've got a lot of great imagery going. The food imagery is great. This food imagery is really cool right here. But this one right here looks like your strong one. Move that one up for the new visitor who hasn't seen anything before on your channel. Hit them with something that's a proven entity if those views are actually organic.
And that video that's performing well, that's very specific, right? That's sauce made in a crock pot. It's not just easy sauce. It's sauce made in a crock pot. So you're niching down, right? You're finding a niche within a niche on that one. And that's really great for a small channel. And that one really connected with an audience.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. As Paul Peck said in the chat, make sure you get a description in on that top playlist.
Yeah, every other one. The great call, Paul. Like all of these have really great descriptions underneath. This particular one isn't. And I also would say one last comment I would make is consider economy of the words you use, right? I think you had them with simple Italian recipes. I don't think you need food. I think we get Italian is food, right? Simple Italian recipes. You didn't need prepared my way. I don't think that added value. You know what I mean? I know what you're trying to do, but I would have said simple Italian recipes and then put a description under here. Here's some of my favorite simple Italian recipes that you can make yourself at home, right? And then make that the description. Keep it simple. Keep it less is more. Make sure the same way you're treating your titles, which I love, the good and the bad carbonara, the best broccoli pasta. Like these are all titles that don't get truncated. I love it. Yes. Easy lasagna and spinach ricotta. Smart, smart, smart. Yeah, what you need to do here is to spend a little, keep doing what you're doing, keep refining, keep your playlist truncated too, because remember, titles in your playlist and descriptions in your playlist can help that viewer experience and can also help for SEO because your playlist can show up in search and on the homepage and browse. So let's make sure that you're treating your playlist the same way you treat your video. Titles in the description, keep them optimized.
Let's take this one more step in because usually people will say, I'm doing all of the things, but I'm not growing. Can you help me? Well, this site on the surface here, this channel is doing all of the things. So click into one of the videos. Let's see what they're doing description-wise. Let's see if we can help them a little bit out, maybe with the link above.
Let's go right. Let's go right to the highest performing video. Right. Love the imagery right off the bat. Easy bolognese sauce in a crock pot. I'm not going to play the video, but immediately it's opening up the crock pot. How great is that, right?
Right.
So the first thing we look at is, are you doing the things? I see a card, and it's going towards spicy meatballs. That's good.
In a crock pot.
In a crock pot. Yep. So it's another crock pot recipe. What I would tell you right now, my friend, you're giving too many options. I would have eliminated this one, and I would have just said, let's push them in one direction. So you went with the spicy meatballs in a crock pot in the card, put the same one, everybody listen, put the same one, if you're a small channel, put the same one down in the in your end screen. And right here, is this the same one? Watch my spicy meatball. I would have said, is that spaghetti meatballs? Is it this one? Spicy meat? It might be different. It might be the same one. Make sure this one and this one are the same. And make sure no pinned comment. We're missing a pinned comment. You should be right here with the pinned comment pushing towards this spicy meatballs in a crock pot in all 4 places. The reason that's important is because your younger channel, listen, small channels, pay attention here. Someone comes and watches this video, right? They're watching it. You know that when this video ends, YouTube at the end of it is going to recommend a video is up next, and they're going to be pushing videos down on the sidebar as suggested, because YouTube this entire time is trying to figure out what can I serve Daniel next, because I'm here with Dee watching to keep him watching, and they're trying to figure out what might work next. And look what they're recommending. Gordon Ramsay, they're getting it. They're figuring out Jamie Oliver, Easy Bolognese. What you want to do is use your card, end screen, link in the description, and a pinned comment to one video so that you start sending one specific traffic signal. If someone comes along and clicks any one of those, or if 4 different people come along and click all of those, one clicks the card, one clicks the end screen, one clicks the link in the description, one happened to click the pinned comment, they all sent the same traffic signal back. When people watch Easy Bolognese sauce made in a crock pot, they go on to watch the spicy meatballs made in a crock pot. Try to create those traffic signals that you can send to YouTube so that you influence viewer behavior and you start influencing the way that YouTube recommends content in the up next suggested and even in browse.
Yeah, man, you just knocked it out of the park on this one. Scroll down just a little bit for the right above the fold there. So when you are putting that, watch my spaghetti meatballs recipe. First of all, that is the right way to do it. I love you got an emoji in there. It draws attention to it. Hopefully you're linking out to the same video, but I would make sure
Let's find out. Yeah, it is. It's the spicy meatballs. But you know what? The messaging was a little bit off.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You missed the crock pot part. It doesn't say
crock pot.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I was going to say. Oh, go
ahead, Dee. I'm walking all over you today, pal.
I'll just take a break.
What Dee was trying to say is the crock pot. Got to get the crock pot. That's why they're here.
Yeah. They're there. That recipe for the crock pot, that tells you they have a crock pot. They are interested in more crock pot content. Therefore, make sure to keep that messaging consistent with, in your description there, in your link, in your pinned comment, because if I got a crock pot, here's another quick recipe for a crock pot. It's going to increase the likelihood that they crock pot on that one, that they click on that one.
They crock pot it.
Right, and if you're watching this in the chat right now,
Dee, what's your crock through rate?
What's your crock through rate? If you're watching this in the chat, and you're like, okay, how does this apply to my channel? Just switch out the word crock pot with whatever it is, right? If you're a gamer and you're doing something with Minecraft, think about, whatever it is with Minecraft, that specific thing, a weapon or whatever it is that you're going through, and then use that same terminology through the links in your description, through your pinned comment, so somebody knows exactly what they're clicking into. So if they're watching a Minecraft video and you're like, hey, watch me do this other game, be very specific, let them know it's Minecraft, so they're going to keep clicking on through.
And a perfect example right here, I just have to say again, I think a lot of people make mistakes. If I haven't even listened to this, I got volume down, but Easy Bolognese sauce made in a crock pot, and the opening sequence is, there it is, right there, close up. Talk about nailing the messaging right off the bat. Don't bore us, get to the chorus. That's it. That's what we're here for. We're here to see Easy Bolognese sauce made in a crock pot, and he led with, here it is. Look at it. Look at how good that looks.
Right?
I love it. I love that.
You know what? I just keep doing what you're doing. Keep tweaking. Keep looking at your data, right? When you find thumbnail styles that work, lean into those. When you find thumbnail styles that are not working, pull away from those and just keep going, because you are literally doing all of the things. So just keep going.
Yeah, I love it.
It's exciting. We're starting off strong today.
Usually this is such a good channel. Look how good this looks. There's so many good things going on here that as long as your content is connecting, which it is, you've already driven 1,500 views, on this video. Just stick with it. Keep learning about what's connecting. Watch things like your click-through rate, your average view duration. See if you're losing people. Like, these are 5-minute videos. They don't seem very long. Just double check. It looks good scrolling through. The imagery looks good. So just make sure if there's anything in here using your retention reports. If there's any place, like if you get at a certain point and they're all diving away, go, ooh, can I restructure it? So I'm trying to hold at least 50% of the audience to the end. So if you can get 50% or better average view duration, I think that's where channels start really noticing a difference. And you can go, and even if you don't see huge growth right off the bat, you keep doing all the best practices, you keep making sure that those thumbnails look good, you keep popping those up, and you keep making sure that the average view duration is 50% or better. Better is better, but 50% or better. I promise you that this garden will grow over time. Just keep producing and building the catalog, because that's probably the biggest thing holding this channel back. Let me check really quickly. Videos. He's got quite a bit of content, but it's still young. It's still young. The channel really, the oldest, let's sort by oldest. How long has he really been at it?
1 year.
1 year. 1 year. And I would say just keep learning from, do this, my friend. Learn from when you look at your most popular videos, think about what you did in this easy bolognese sauce. Was it length? Was it the topic? Do they like Italian? Do they like the crock pot recipes more? I'm sitting right here and I always look for patterns. What's the pattern? What's doing well on my channel? What is my target audience naturally telling me they like? Reorder in terms of, everybody do this. Reorder your videos in terms of highest performing, most popular, and see if you can find patterns, right? Oh, this is an Italian recipe. That's an Italian recipe. Maybe that's it, right? This is carbonara. That's Italian. Maybe they like it when you cover Italian more than anything else. Here's another summer pasta. So there's an Italian thing going on through here that did well for you. This is a pasta short. So like think about that. Think about what you can do. One thing I would add too, anyone out there, sorry to harp here for so long, anyone out there using shorts, huge fan of using shorts to link through to other content, especially with a food channel. Right now, I'd also argue that you might not be using a true 9x16 for this. I think some people are doing more of a square thing. I prefer 9x16 on a short.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep, and that's what YouTube recommends. If you do this and you make this, does it push through? Okay, here's an easy way that you can do something. You've got an end screen here. If you make a short about this, if you have a longer form version of this that explains the steps in more depth, I would have said, instead of going for 52 seconds, my friend, think about making a really fast short on the process. Like, go look at the channel Tasty. Tasty has this down to a fine art. It's like a top view down bowl of the ingredients going in, kind of ingredient, bang, bang. The thing comes together really quickly and it's like finished product, right? There it is. Oh, finished product. If you can do that, then you can go, want to learn then you can put at your end, you can put text overlay that says, want to learn this entire recipe, click in the description, link in the description. And then you can go down, and instead of doing a watch next, you can actually use shorts to push. You've excited them by seeing quickly the thing in 15 seconds. You threw together a spaghetti pasta dish, but then you can push through to the longer form content, and then your short becomes really well connected, because people who saw it go, that was really cool, that looked like a delicious dish. But if they wanted to really get into it, like, I want to make that tonight, no problem. We've got the whole recipe down here. We've got the in-depth dive. So think about how you can leverage those things.
Love that. And a show of hands, if you're making YouTube shorts, type in yes into the chat right now. If you're not making YouTube shorts, type in no in the chat. I want to get an idea of how many people are actually leveraging shorts to try to grow their YouTube channel. I know a lot of people are having like crazy success with shorts right now. Some people are not having a lot of success, but a lot of people are having great success with it. And the reason why we were talking about, so we were talking about the ratio. So that particular channel, they were making a 1:1 ratio. That's a square ratio. Now, while YouTube does accept this as a YouTube short, and I'm going to pull this off just for 1 second here.
Sure.
Do this. The reason why we recommend that you do 9:16, which is a vertical format, is because shorts show up on a mobile device only currently, right? I think there's a glitch right now where they are showing them on desktop.
Yeah, but
it shows up on a mobile device. It shows up on a mobile device. The more you can get that video to actually fill up somebody's screen, it just makes a more visual, a better visual experience. So if you're doing a square, it does work, but that 9:16 ratio really fills up the viewer's phone screen. It just looks better.
I totally agree. There's some simple best practices that I think sometimes people get wrong. Film it in 9:16. That's what YouTube prefers. You can go up to 60 seconds, but if you don't need 60 seconds, don't use it. Because think about how the viewers are digesting shorts. A lot of them just want something fast. Just get it. Yeah. Well, that was cool. On to the next one. It's a sort of a TikTok kind of vibe where they don't want a minute worth of video. They want something kind of quick. 15 seconds, 20 seconds would be great. Keep it shorter is better. And then also think about, how you can leverage that to get to other longer form content. Viewer experience is a huge one. Use shorts that are in line with your value proposition so that everything you create, whether it's shorts, longer form content, live streams, all of that should hold true the same way the last channel did, showed how to make recipes. It stuck true to the value proposition of the channel. So really important. And I think if you haven't tried shorts, get out there and try them. It's something that I think sometimes it's one of those things that's available to any size creator, right? You don't have to have a certain subscriber size to start using shorts. So if you start using it now and test it out, it's a good way to see what works, what doesn't work. And it's a good way sometimes to fill. A lot of creators are like, man, it just takes me so long to make a video. I'd like to publish more frequently, but it takes me a lot of time and it takes me a lot of effort. Here is an easy way to do it. If you can only make a longer form video every 10 or 12 days, fill the gap with a short, and then every 6 days you're publishing something.
You know what I find interesting about short form content in general? We're gonna pull this back into channel reviews. I just want to mention this. So YouTube starts off as a long form video content platform. You can upload videos pretty much as long as you want. And now they're doing YouTube Shorts, which is 60 seconds or less, but YouTube recommends 15 seconds. The idea is they just want people to complete your video, right? That's really what it comes down to. TikTok, on the other hand, which is the giant for short form content, they started off with shorter videos, but now they've added 3-minute videos. So they're actually adding long form content. So I just think it's a really interesting space right now in terms of long form versus short form. And there's opportunity for both. So don't sleep on that stuff.
Yeah, right, remember that we are all content creators, right? Not just YouTubers, we're content creators. We make video content. So embrace everything that's going on in the real world. If people are interested in vertical video, think about making some vertical video because it's still content to us. We're making videos, right? Up next, we have 10 cc's of gaming. You can pull that right up. The question that they had asked, let me see, there was a specific thing. Dee, why don't you jump right off the bat? What do you think about the channel art and the messaging right when you get on this channel?
I find it a little bit confusing. Okay, I understand the 10cc, that's the injection thing. I get that. And I understand you're going with the bit font. It's the little clever thing. I understand that, but I'm not really feeling it, right? Exactly what the doctor prescribed, 10 cc's of gaming. What are you playing? What games are you playing, right? If you're not playing one game, what games are you playing? Are you doing play with me? Are you teaching people how to beat the game? Like, what are you doing exactly with gaming on your channel? Because just telling me 10 cc's of gaming, even though that is your channel name, in your channel art, this is where you need to put your value proposition. This is where you want to tell people what's in it for them, right? And there's what do we have? We have 127 people in the chat right now. Do you know what your value proposition is? If so, type it in the chat. Example, Daniel, what's your channel value proposition?
I help content creators make better content in order to grow their YouTube channels.
Super clear, right? Just as few words as possible. Think of your value proposition as a short sentence that tells the viewer what's in it for them. I help mobile content creators succeed on YouTube. Super simple. So when somebody comes to my channel, they know exactly what's going on. So think about the messaging in your channel art when you're putting that together, because that's what you're missing here in your channel art. Yeah. That's my first impression. Yeah,
and the thing I'm noticing right off the bat is like the trailer says 10 cc's of gaming channel trailer, #shorts. If I don't know you, what does that mean to me? Right. Everything that there's a thing that we talked about recently. Everyone, take a giant breath here and let's all focus in. There's components of building a YouTube channel, and in those components, there is your value proposition. That's the value. That's the thing, the conversation you want to be in, the thing that you offer to the target audience you're trying to reach, and the thing that they're interested in, that's that conversation, the target, the focus, the thing you're going to talk about, okay? Now, the other thing is there's 3 basic principles here. The other portion of that is there is packaging. Packaging is any place where you're able to make visuals, titles, channel art, any place where you're allowed to represent the conversation that you want to be in, right? If it's gaming, then you need to quickly represent the type of gaming, the type of gamer that you're trying to reach, what value they would gain in the channel art, in the thumbnails, in the titles. That's the packaging. Now, there's one third component called messaging. Messaging is your ability to connect the two, okay? To connect your value proposition through your packaging. Is your messaging doing that well? Is that value proposition represented in every aspect of your packaging so that the messaging is clear to anybody who comes across your channel, a single video, a playlist, a short? Do they get, like in the last channel, we know it was homemade recipes. Okay, I get it. I get it in every title. I get it in every thumbnail. I get it in the channel art. When I get here and see 10 cc's of gaming, exactly what the doctor prescribed. My doctor doesn't prescribe gaming. So that doesn't make sense to me. You've got to be really clear what it is you're trying to do here. Don't be so clever that you become your own speed bump on the journey to YouTube growth.
Yeah, now I want to congratulate you on 100 subscribers, by the way.
Yep,
so
that's
you
a
got your
huge
first 100
accomplishment.
subscribers. That is a huge accomplishment. And you know, the crazy thing is, especially for those of you who are, you know, in the thousands of subscribers, when you look back, like that first 100, that first 1,000, like those are pretty much the two most difficult things to hit. And you hit your 100. So congratulations on that. You just hit it last month. And this is a mistake. Daniel touched on this a little bit. I see so many smaller channels making this mistake by putting their channel name in their titles of their videos. Don't do that, because nobody's searching for you. Nobody knows you. You haven't added value to anyone's life yet, so no one knows about you. No one cares about you yet. So adding your channel name to your titles, you're just wasting space on that one. It's simply not necessary.
Unless you're, you know, Will Smith or Jack Black.
Right, I'm talking about new channels.
Right,
New
this is
channels,
what, you
right.
know, what that's exactly what Dee's saying. Like, if nobody knows you, then don't go there yet. Leverage the thing that makes it easy for the viewer to understand what value you bring. If you are a well-known entity, then yeah, you can use your own name in there, like Dee was saying. Like, but if nobody knows who you are, then why would you put it there? Because it doesn't help the viewer who doesn't know you understand what you bring to the table. Okay.
Right.
The other thing I would say is, you know, 101, someone just subscribed. You see that change? Look at that. We're helping you out right here, pal.
There you go.
One of the things, you've got some content here. It's not like you don't have content, but what you're missing, and this is something we push on every creator. When I get to your homepage, you know, all I see is uploads. There's no playlist strategy. There's no content strategy. Content strategy is so important. You need to help YouTube understand how your content works together so that it can better recommend the next video that you have on your channel, so that you can get more views, you can get more subscribers, you can get more watch time. We're trying to grow by helping YouTube understand who our content is made for, the target audience, and then helping them understand which videos go together through strong playlist strategies, linking strategies, and making sure that the viewer experience, when they come to your homepage, they don't see uploads. Like, I don't know what upload, that's just a bunch of it. These are all just newest videos stuck together. It could be completely different games. You haven't organized these. It would be like walking into a supermarket and all the food was just thrown into a big pile in the middle. Good luck finding what you need, right? That you got to organize it. You got to structure it. You got to make sure that it's clear where everything is, so we can find the things on your channel, like the gaming sections, broke down into different things. Maybe there's strategies, maybe there's let's plays, maybe there's new game review, that you might have some game that hasn't been released yet and you want to show a first look. Make sure that's all broken down, so that that people understand what they get as a value from each playlist as a subsection of your value proposition.
I'm going to grab something out of the chat really quick that caught my attention, because just a little bit ago I asked what your value proposition is. Come up with a short sentence to let people know what's in it for them, right? I help mobile content creators succeed on YouTube. That would be a value proposition. So Peter on Poll says, entertain people about Formula One. That's not really a value proposition. You're kind of getting close. You know that people are interested in Formula One, but what exactly about Formula One do you make videos about? And this is the part where a lot of people go wrong. They try to go so broad that they're not actually speaking to anyone in particular. Are you talking about the cars in Formula One? Are you talking about the drivers? Are you talking about current races? Are you talking about past races? Are you talking about how to rebuild the cars? Like, what exactly are you talking about when it comes to Formula One? The better you can define that, right, then you understand who your audience truly is, and you can make videos specifically for that audience. But just saying, I entertain people about Formula One, that is really wide, and it's going to be difficult for you to grow your channel, I believe.
I totally agree, 100%. And here's an example of when we talk about, listen, when we speak to one channel here, we speak to every one of you, because this isn't about like, just put my channel up on screen and talk. It's not, if that's all you're looking for, you're going to miss out on so much here. There is strategy that you should be learning that's applicable to every single channel out there, okay? The tips we're giving are best practices and deeper dive content strategies that every one of you as a smaller channel, if you're a huge channel, you know, welcome, thanks for hanging out. If you're someone who's trying to get to certain marks, if you're under 10,000 subscribers, then what you should be thinking about is how to apply what we just talked about on this channel towards your channel. Are you missing any of these elements? Do you have a strong content strategy? Are you putting playlists together? Are you using a linking structure? Do you have a strong value proposition that's well represented through the packaging in your messaging? Ask yourself these questions.
I like to look at the value proposition, Daniel, as like just like the tip, right? Like everything starts with the value proposition, because if you don't know what your value proposition is, then you don't know your audience. And then everything just falls apart from there. But if you have a very clear value proposition, then you know exactly who your audience is. And when you know exactly who your audience is, you know what their needs are. You know exactly the type of content that they're looking for. Then you can make those videos that are interesting to the exact people who are looking for your videos. But it all starts with that value proposition. That's where a lot of new channels go wrong, is they're not really sure. Now, I want to say this. If you are just getting started, let me ask people in the chat, how many people don't know what their value proposition is because you don't know what type of content to make? You haven't chosen a niche yet. You don't know, you're still fumbling around on YouTube because you haven't found your way yet. And I think that's perfectly fine if you're just getting started and you don't know which direction to go in. If you're in that position, I think it's perfectly fine to throw a bunch of stuff up on the wall, see what sticks. Once you find something that sticks, and I'm not talking about something that gets 20 more views than the other videos. I'm talking about something that gets 100 or 500 more views or even 1,000 views on a particular type of content. It's like, wow, this is a breakaway video. Then you lean in on that, right? So everybody has all sorts of different interests. Daniel, tell me 3 interests that you're in. Well, what do you like? Obviously, you like guitars.
Yeah, well, I was a professional touring musician for years, so I love creating and recording music. I also love Harley Davidsons. Got one pulled apart in my garage right now out there. I need to spend a little time out there, by the way, put that thing back together so I can get on the road. And I also love making video content and trying to grow my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I love tinkering with mobile phones. I love Star Wars. I love cosplay. I love music. I'm also a musician. I'm obsessed with traveling, but that's not what my channel's about.
Yeah, you are. When's the last time you've been home, Mr. Traveler?
It's been a while, but that's not what my channel's about, right? So I had to focus on a particular channel. So if you have all these different interests, and a lot of people do, and you're literally just getting started, throw a bunch of stuff up on the wall, see what sticks, and then lean into the stuff that sticks, and then stop doing all the other stuff that didn't stick.
Yeah.
Right,
and all of those things might help define who you are. Like Dee has, he's a musician. He's got a music background. If you show up on a live stream, he's going to be talking about how to help you grow your channel. But don't be surprised if you throw a super chat at him that he drops some funk, right? Don't be surprised if you come to my channel. You're going to see long hair. You're going to see guitars on the wall. I write the music that I play behind my videos. I write and record all of that. So there's all those elements that, why is Daniel different? What makes me distinct from another content creator that might be helping you learn video editing and growing your YouTube channel through the editing techniques you learn? I try to define my personality through those things, but I don't sit here and do guitar instructional lessons that's not what I'm about. That's not my value prop. That's just who I am as an individual. I always put the conversation focus on the thing that's really at hand, the value prop. Dee, pull this channel up really quickly. This is Am a Noob, and it is another gaming channel, and this is a perfect example of why we say, please listen to what we teach you along these channel reviews, because something you learn in the previous could be applicable to you. This is another gaming channel, and what do you see?
Well, 1 second before we dig into this, I want to tackle something because I've actually seen something similar in the chat today a couple times. So Elite Alpaca Vlog says, is sub for sub good for your channel? All right.
Wait, hold on.
Here's the thing.
Hold on. Let me get a whiskey.
Brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. I understand that it's really easy when you're coming onto YouTube. You're thinking about, how do I get subscribers? How do I grow? How do I get views? I know there are a ton of Facebook groups. There's even apps that you can put on your phone that help you with sub for sub. There's all these different services that can buy subscribers and inflate your view count, subscriber count. Here's the thing. That stuff is killing your channel, right? On the surface, you think it's great. I'm getting subscribers. The numbers are going up. I'm getting some view counts going up, but it's actually killing your channel. And here's why. Well, there's a couple of reasons, but the main reason is First of all, subscribers don't really matter, right? Subscribers will unlock specific features of your channel, right? At 100 subscribers, you can claim your custom URL. So you can get youtube.com/your name. And then as you grow, different subscribers will unlock certain things. But your subscriber number has no bearing on your actual success on YouTube, right? Like I can make a video. I've got 130-something thousand subscribers. That doesn't mean my video is going to succeed, right? Every video is its own entity. Right, so your video is gonna live or die based on the quality of that video, the quality of the topic, the relevance of the topic, your thumbnail. So your subscriber count isn't that important. Now, here's what happens. If you're doing sub for sub, especially the ones where people say, I'll watch your video, right? Those groups are like, hey, we'll watch each other's videos. Well, here's what's happening. They're coming in, they're clicking on your video, and they might watch a couple of seconds of your video, and then they click away. All they're going to give you is that view count. That is killing your audience retention. So what YouTube sees, right on the back end of that, YouTube sees all these people coming in, clicking on a video, and then clicking off of the video. They're not finishing the video, and YouTube says, oh, they're not interested in that video. So YouTube has all this data on people clicking in, not interested in the video, and clicking away. You have just murdered that video. You've completely annihilated the video because of all the data that YouTube now has. Now, here's something else that happens. If you find people are going to watch your video to the very end, okay? They're not going to watch all of your videos to the very end. So these people come in, they watch your videos to the end of that video, and they're not going to come in and watch any of your other videos, right? They've subscribed, so they're not watching your content. So now you're uploading videos, and nobody's really watching those videos. So you're giving all this data to YouTube that says these people are not interested in your content, right? They're getting all these subscribers. Nobody's interested in the content. And it's confusing YouTube because YouTube doesn't know who your audience is. And this is really probably the most important thing. The more YouTube can understand who your audience is specifically, then they know the right audience to match your content with. So when you upload a video, they make sure, based on viewing habits of particular groups of people, that your video gets in front of the right people. When you're doing sub for sub, you've got all these different people watching your videos either for a couple of seconds or for a couple of minutes, and it's confusing YouTube. So YouTube doesn't know where to put your videos. So you're confusing YouTube, you're killing your audience retention, and by doing sub for sub, no matter how you want to spin it, no matter how people think or they tell you that they're going to watch your videos, you are murdering your channel and you don't even know it. You're murdering your channel. Forget the fact that you're actually getting subscriber numbers. You are killing your channel and your videos.
And forget the fact that it's actually against community guidelines in terms of service. So YouTube is really good at recognizing when that's going on. So not only have you murdered your channel, you're not helping it grow. You're like, oh, I think just a lot of subscribers means something, and it means nothing. It doesn't help your channel grow unless those were organic subscribers who came to your channel, found it, loved it, and are going to come back and watch more. Now it's against terms of service. So if you actually start growing your channel and you go to get monetized and YouTube does a review of your channel and watch that you've been using sub for sub practices, you can get not allowed into the YPP, the YouTube Partner Program, and YouTube could realize, oh, I didn't know that you were doing this until you applied. Let's eliminate and terminate your channel. You are setting yourself up for failure on so many levels.
Yes.
Please understand how YouTube works. YouTube is trying to understand which videos should be served to the viewers that they're trying to better understand. They're trying to serve the viewer. What videos are you interested in? Let me find relevant, high-performing content that you might like and bring it to them. So your focus should not be on subscriber counts, should not be on view count. It should be on making relevant, strong, value-based content that a target audience member, the viewer, would find valuable, interesting, satisfying, and would come back and watch more of. Do that. I promise you that's the way to move forward.
And it's okay if you grow slow. It's okay if you're not getting a lot of views. It's okay if you're not getting a lot of subscribers. Sometimes based on the niche, based on your lack of skills, right? You might not know how to edit. You might not know how to present in front of a camera. You might not know how to build a thumbnail. You might not know how to choose the right topic and all of that. So it could be based on your skill level or your timing. It could just take you a really long time. Some people can start to have success in months. Some people, it takes years and years. Mr. Beast, what was it? He uploaded just ridiculously for years and years and years on end before he saw any success. Yep. So this is a long game. So don't think about, I just want to inflate my numbers. I want to grow my channel fast by getting into doing sub for sub, because you're actually hurting yourself. Like you were doing the opposite 100%. Of what you think you're doing.
Yep. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Channel review. Listen, this is where value. What's the value? Animu, prepare to laugh every week. Oh, awesome! It's a comedy channel. I love comedy. You must be a stand-up comedian. Oh no, but then why is there a laptop and a picture of a game? And what is that? An animal with a? What am I? And then a scared person? That doesn't look like I don't know what this channel is. People, value proposition, messaging, packaging. Let me know what this is about, why I would watch. You say it's a gaming channel. That outside of the fact that I'm seeing a controller, that's the only thing that even remotely, pardon the pun, using the game chat remote, it even remotely looks like it might be gaming, but it is all over the place. And you've got links. Oh, while you're here, please leave. Go over to Instagram. Oh, while you're here, Daniel, please leave.
Can you explain why, as a new channel, and this is for new channels only, why it's a bad idea to put links out to other social media platforms as a new channel? You want to go into that for a moment?
100%. Listen, YouTube wants, take this down for 1 second. Let's talk to these people.
All right.
YouTube wants all of us as creators to do a few very simple things. Bring people to the platform, get them watching videos, keep them watching videos. The reason YouTube...
Say that again.
Bring them to the platform, get them watching videos, keep them watching videos. Okay? 3 things. Right? And even the first one, if you don't bring new people here, that's okay. They have people. If you can just get them watching videos, the ones that are already here, if you can help YouTube understand who to serve your content to of the people who are already on the platform using it, they're cool with that. Get them watching, keep them watching, okay? The reason YouTube wants you to do that is because it's an ad-based platform that drives revenue based on the ads that they can serve while people are here watching videos. Or in the alternative, having people sign up for things like YouTube Premium so that they pay not to see the ads, but either way, it's all about driving revenue around the ad structure, okay? So you need to understand that, and YouTube is a platform of prediction. It's always trying to figure out what to serve the viewer next to keep them watching.
Yeah, so when it comes to YouTube, everybody's talking about the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is holding me down. The YouTube algorithm hates my channel. The YouTube algorithm. First of all, there are YouTube algorithms. There's multiple algorithms, right? But the main algorithm in a nutshell is that it's a prediction machine trying to figure out what the viewer wants to watch next. So the algorithm doesn't hold you down. You're just not making content yet because you don't fully understand how to do it yet, or you lack the skills to do it. You just fully don't understand yet how to make content to get a viewer to react. When you can get people to respond positively to your content, to click your thumbnails, to watch your videos, to go watch another video, when you learn how to effectively and consistently do that, right? YouTube says the algorithm follows the audience. So when you learn how to do that, you're going to see massive growth on your channel because now you're connecting to the audience, because YouTube is trying to predict what the viewer wants to watch next. And if your content is what the viewer wants to watch next, and you get them to click, you get them to watch, another piece of content, YouTube sees this, it's a positive signal to YouTube, and YouTube says, wow, this viewer likes this type of content. And then you're off and running.
Yep, 100%.
You were in the middle of a flow on that one, and I
no, you got right in there. I appreciate everything you added to that particular thought, because it's true. You need to focus on, we say this, and I think it gets lost in the shuffle, focus on what's important. And when we say that, we mean focus on what YouTube thinks is important. And they think understanding the viewer is important. Understanding what content should be served to the viewer to get them watching and keep them watching is important. So you just throwing up stuff onto the platform that's sort of all over the place and doesn't help YouTube understand what lane you're in, the kind of viewer that your stuff should be served to, only hurts your channel. Sub for sub hurts your channel. Doing anything like getting so focused on one little thing instead of being focused on the viewer you're trying to reach, that's what's stopping you from growing faster.
Yeah, right. Right. If you're focused on how do I get more subscribers, you are missing the whole point of, right? Instead of saying, how do I get more subscribers? You should be thinking, how can I connect with my viewers?
Right. Step number one, who's the viewer I'm trying to connect with? And then exactly what Dee said, how do I connect with them?
The more you learn how to do that, the better, the more efficient you become at doing that. That's where your channel grows. Subscriber numbers, and I know it's easy to say, okay, well, you guys have a decent amount of subscribers, but because of that, we can tell you without a doubt, your subscribers don't mean anything. Yes, they unlock features, but they don't equal growth. They don't equal success on the platform. Connecting with an audience, that's where success is. Let's move on to the next channel.
Yeah, pull up this one. This is someone, Adventures with Abigail. Exactly. And, I want to be gentle here. You look a little younger. 174 subscribers.
All right, way to go.
You know, that's like breaking that 100 barrier is, I say, all day long. I'm approaching 200,000 subscribers. The first 100 were the hardest. The next hardest was hitting 1,000. So I can promise you that the fact that you've gotten past 100 subscribers, God bless you, that's fantastic, all right? The thing I would tell you right here is the thing we were just talking about, messaging, Adventures with Abigail. Okay, well, who's the target audience, right? What's your niche? What is this channel about? Who's the target audience? Who are you trying to reach? And why would they watch your channel? And all you've said is vlogs and audiobooks, which doesn't tell me anything. Vlogs is a style. You might as well have put videos and audiobooks. Are you selling audiobooks? Are you reading audiobooks? Do you create audiobooks? Do you teach people? Do you teach people how to make audiobooks? So there's no value here, Abigail. I don't know what this channel is about without having to start search. The other thing is, again, links. Look at all the links you have. Official website, a link to... Only thing you should be doing right now is trying to keep people on platform, get them to subscribe. Is this an auto-subscribe link? Let me just open that.
I think it's a different channel.
I think it is too. It looks like a different... So you maybe say, yeah, it's a piano channel, right? Is that what that is? Let me open this in a new tab and take a look. No, it's not even. It's just a... Wow, is that just a... Wow,
just actually click on it instead of...
Yeah, I guess... Is it?
YouTube
Oh, it
does
is. It's a piano channel.
Yeah. So maybe she has a
So maybe you have two channels? That's possible, I guess, maybe? I don't know. I'm a little confused. This is what I would tell you, Abigail. Focus on keeping people right here. Don't send them... If you're trying to sell me, right? Let's go real basic, right? I'm a little kid. I'm hanging out in front of my yard. I'm trying to sell lemonade. I set up a lemonade stand. I want to build that thing.
This is going to be good. Go ahead.
I want to build this thing so that I can sell lemonade, right? I got to make my sign. Daniel's best lemonade, and I put only 10 cents a glass, right? And what do I sell? I sell lemonade, and I make sure that I got lemons in the channel art and pictures of lemonade in the glass, and I make sure that the imaging looks like the best lemonade out there. I'm trying to start from scratch. I'm out there just trying to stop people. I'm screaming, hey, you want lemonade? You got to stop here. This is fantastic. If I start, people stop it, and they come by and they go, hey, I heard you have lemonade. You go, I do, but let me talk to you about pianos. I immediately go, wait a minute, what? I thought you were a lemonade. Why is your channel telling me about pianos and sending me all over the planet? I thought we were here for the lemonade. Be really specific. Figure out what it is. When you become a YouTube content creator, you're a business. You're a business person. You own a business, and you're trying to connect with customers, people out there that would find value in the thing that you're creating. Because if you're making videos, that's a product. Whether you like it or not, your videos themselves are a product. So you need to take that product seriously and understand who your target market is, what value they would find in your product, and why they would come back and buy your product again. In this case, it's what your videos are about, who the target audience is you're trying to reach, and why they would come back and watch your videos again, because your videos are a product. You now are a content creator, and you are creating a business structure. Unless you're just having fun and putting up videos. If that were the case,
okay.
that's okay. Totally okay, but you wouldn't have asked us to review your channel and asked, what are you doing wrong? How can you grow faster? Because the minute you go from I'm just doing it for fun, which is totally okay, to I want to grow faster and connect with people, then you have to stop and go, what am I not? Why am I not connecting with people? Am I making it simple and easy for that target audience member to understand what my channel's about, why they should watch my channel? I don't see it right off the bat here, Abigail, and I also see things like when I start looking at titles, my birthday trip 2021 with Maddie's World. I don't know who any of those people are. The Boxcar Children, Chapter 1. There's a book. So this is you hanging out with friends. This is you reading a book. Spring Escape. So this is you hanging out with your family. This is all about you. If I don't know you and I don't know your cousins, why am I watching this? And I don't mean that as an insult, Abigail. I do not mean that as an insult. I mean, you're not putting the viewer first. You're not making it easy for someone who doesn't know you to become invested in the thing you do. You're asking them, hey, listen, I promise if you watch enough of my videos, you might get to like me and then become invested in me, but you're not giving them anything through which to become invested in you. If you're doing audiobooks, if you were focusing on audiobooks and say, hey, listen, my name is Abigail, and I'm X amount of years old, however old you actually are, and I do reviews of audiobooks that are out there that you might want to check out. And each week you start bringing up audiobooks and talking about cool new audiobooks that just came out there. If you're a person who doesn't really like to read, you can't sit in front of the page, you actually like to listen in the car or put headphones on while you're working out and get a book, right? That's all the time. A lot of people do that. Then you should be like, here's my target audience. I'm trying to reach people who are interested into certain types of audiobooks, not anybody, because, right, the library has all different sections and bookstores have different sections. Figure out who you're trying to reach, people who are interested in cool audiobooks that are up and coming, have just been put out, and then break those things up so you can go, hey, I want to talk about this book, that book, what ones, if it's children's books, if it's teen books, if it's adult books. Figure out the target audience you're trying to reach. If it's people like you, your age bracket, then do that. But start learning define the audience you're trying to reach and what value you bring to them, and do that. It's nice that you were hanging out with your cousins in 2021, but that isn't a value proposition. Helping people find really cool audiobooks that they may not be aware of, that they might want to read if they're into romance, if they're into science fiction.
There.
Break that up and start give me an audiobooks channel that helps me find really cool books for a certain age bracket. Maybe you're going, this is books from people who are in, an age bracket maybe 13 to 30, right? You maybe not be trying to reach people who are into politics and stuff. Maybe like I'm staying away from that. It's really, I like these kind of books, and I start talking about those kind of books and when they're available. I would love to see that. That would be value.
Yeah, I was going to add two things. How long has she been uploading?
She has been uploading for, let's see, the channel was put together in 2017. In terms of videos, let's sort by the oldest, and the oldest video is 2 years ago, which is, September 24th, 2000. She was younger, right? So we're going to give you a ton of leeway. You're younger, you're just putting stuff up. I'm just putting up videos of me, my family. But then you started talking about more than just my daily life.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, if you are still trying to find your footing, and we talked about this earlier, right? If you're trying to figure things out still, and you're still throwing stuff up against the wall to see what sticks, that's fine. And if so, I would remove the vlogs and audiobooks, or just try to get some clarity on there. Just let people know you're figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
Another thing I want to add, because we're talking about not sending people off platform with the links over on the, can you move your tool over there, Daniel?
Yes, I certainly can.
There you go. Yeah, we're talking about not sending people off platform. I do want to mention one thing. So if your goal is to grow your YouTube channel, great advice, don't send people off platform. However, if your goal is to send people to your business, or you're trying to capture leads for your business and you're using YouTube simply as a traffic source, you're not really interested in growing your channel, and you want to put a link to your website or something like that, in that case, I do think it's fine, but it's all about channel goals. If you're like, hey, I want to grow my channel, then that's where we're going to tell you, if you're a new channel, remove those links out of there and just make sure it's going to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at this channel, I do that thing. Now, Abigail, if all of these, this is something we recommend every time. Resort your videos tab by most popular, which is what we did here, and start getting let's start looking at, assuming that all of these views are organic, what has been connecting on your channel, all right? Mm-hmm. I don't love the thumbnail style here, but I will tell you 2,500 views on an audiobook, 793 views on everything I'm seeing here is audiobook. You did have my morning routine, but I got to be honest with you, if this is all organic, I'm seeing a lot of audiobook stuff here. And I don't know if you're reading them. Got to be a little careful here sometimes, or just playing them. Be super careful. Make sure that you're not running into any potential copyright issues. But reviewing books, telling people what's out there, what might be available, could be hugely advantageous to channel growth.
Messaging wise, because I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I know there's a bunch of different platforms to do that, but let's just say you're listening to audiobooks on Audible, for example. I think that the messaging would be better to use an Audible logo instead of a YouTube logo. They're on YouTube. They obviously know that this is a video. You don't need to put a YouTube logo in your thumbnail. But if you're talking about an audiobook, you could put the book cover, or you could put the app or service that you're listening to the audiobook on, just to help a little bit with messaging and add some clarity. Because if I see the YouTube logo, I'm not thinking audiobook if I'm just scrolling. But I know that Audible logo. I might slow down a little bit and see what's going on in the thumbnail with the right messaging. Let's move on to the next channel.
Sure. I'm going to pull up A channel that we actually talked with last time on our last channel reviews, Poltergeist, who said, we've implemented some of the things you talked about. Could you take a quick peek and just tell us how we look right now? Dee, run with this. I love this channel. They're so good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to think what we had them change last time, but let's see. The Poltergeist.
I can tell you right off the bat, I see that horror now pops better. That was something that was problematic, the way they had it written.
So review horror content. I love it. Bell notification. It's like the warning. Yeah, best channel art I've seen in quite some time. So let's see what they did here.
This is one thing I would tell you here. Remember who you're serving with each page. I am not subscribed, but you have an 84 viewed video from 2 weeks ago for someone who doesn't know your channel. It's only got 84 views. It fits right inside of your value proposition. The best horror movies on Netflix. I think that's one of the things we talked about. Really break down the subsections of horror movies on Netflix or Amazon Prime or do things like that. Help me find recommendations for stuff I may not have known was out there.
I would have led with that. I would have moved that to the front. The best horror movies on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then Cargo 18. I wouldn't have put Netflix in there twice because you don't need to stuff that stuff. Look, YouTube is smart. YouTube is really smart. And the fact that you've got Netflix once in there, you don't have to put it in a second time.
Right. And the other thing I would say, right, I'm here as someone who's never been to your channel before. I have, but in terms of what YouTube is thinking, I'm not subscribed. So right here, you're serving me something with 84 views from 2 weeks ago. If you're going to put featured content here, the recommendation I would make is, hey, do you have a piece of content that has proven that it has high conversion rate? A lot of people watch it. YouTube's recommending it's driving a lot of subscribers. Go to your videos tab. And if these are all organic, you can use your analytics too to see which videos are driving the most conversion. Right? Then pick something like, oh, maybe it's this one from 3 months ago, or maybe it's this one from 1 month ago. Find something that has higher views and is still continuing to do well for conversion. Put that in for the new viewer, and then for the returning subscriber, someone who's already subscribed and they come back to your channel, this is where I would tell you put your latest upload right here. So that if I'm subscribed and I came back and I went, hey, I wonder if the Poltergeist have a new video out, I come here and the first thing I'll see is your newest video. Boom, it shows me that you're publishing content. Currently, it shows me that I don't have to dig for your new video. It's right in front of me. But we've said there's not much to tell you here. We told you how much we liked what you were doing. Be careful of, and this is one other thing that we were mentioning in one of the other channels, try to figure out how to say the most amount with the fewest amount of words. Yeah, Weekly horror movies, reviews, and recommendations from Netflix, Shudder. It's so much. It's so much, right? Too much. If you're a horror channel, then I want to see horror movies, reviews, and Netflix horror movies, reviews and recommendations. That's one playlist. Amazon Prime horror movies, reviews and recommendations.
Well, they've got that on the second one down. Second playlist down. The best horror movies on Netflix.
And that's even said better, right? The best horror movies on Netflix, right? The best horror movies on Amazon Prime. You know, the best horror movies on Shudder. Right. You tried to stuff it. You tried to combine it all into like this mega super playlist at the top to go, I know what I'll do. I'll do my greatest hits album. You're not there yet, right? With 137 subscribers, you're not there yet. You've got all the right things happening in terms of packaging, but what I would do is let's keep it separated, right? Let's keep all these things separated. So you've got it, Shudder, Amazon Prime, the best upcoming. I would do upcoming stuff people don't know about, previews, things like that. Talk about this thing's supposed to be coming out. It's coming out on this date. Make sure you earmark it on this new horror series. If the new American Horror Story series is showing up and you want to, hey, make sure you earmark this. They're on their, sixth season, things like that you can make recommendations of, then do that. But the number one thing that I would be focused on is, I think the packaging is pretty good. I think we've talked a lot about this, but I'm looking at your most recent uploads and it is 31 views, 44 views, 67. I'm trying to find the standouts, okay? The discussion Q&A did well for you. That was a live stream. I like that. Cargo did well. I would have reversed this like Dee said. The best horror movies on Netflix did well. That did 84 views. Figure out ways how to drive more views. You want to see what's connecting. When you make something and you see it does a little better than the other thing. When you talk about horror movies on Netflix and it drives more views, lean on Netflix more, because that is your audience telling you we're more interested on the horror movies on Netflix than we are the horror movies on Shudder, even though Shudder is more of a horror specific platform. But you have to focus on what your audience is consuming. Every one of you out there, learn to read the signals your channel is sending to you, because your channel is directly connected to the target audience you're trying to reach. When you see one of your pieces of content drives more views, has a little more engagement, has more comments, people are reacting to it, that's your channel saying, hey, your target audience likes this. Do more of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, something to think about too. Like if I subscribe to your channel, or I'm not subscribed, but I just watch a lot of your videos because I have Netflix and I love your reviews on Netflix horror movies, right? Wow, this is great. I love your reviews. I love it. Then you upload something on HBO. Not watching it. You upload something for Shudder. Not watching it. You upload something on Amazon Prime. Don't have it. Not watching it. I've got Netflix, right? So what happens when you're uploading those videos and I'm not watching that, even if I am subscribed, the more I don't watch your videos, the more it increases the chance YouTube is not going to give me a notification, even though my notifications are set to send me a notification, because YouTube sees that as I'm no longer interested in your content. But if you hammer me one video after the other of Netflix horror movies and I watch those one after the other, yeah, I might miss one here or there. Those are signals going to YouTube that says, hey, they really like this content. We want to make sure you get these notifications whenever they actually update with the new video. Or even if I'm not subscribed, YouTube is going to see that I'm watching your content. So even though I'm not subscribed and I open up YouTube on my phone app or on my desktop, there's a really good chance that your next video is going to be sitting on my homepage waiting for me, even though I'm not subscribed to your channel.
Yep. And the biggest takeaway from everything Dee was just talking about is this is a great channel. We told you we love the packaging. I love how it's optimized perfectly that it'll do well on mobile. I love that you only have one link. Subscribe to the Poltergeist. I love you have featured content. I love the thumbnails look strong. This is where don't get caught in the weeds, okay? If don't get so focused on if I just build the look of my channel, I'm going to do well. That's part of it. But the end-all, be-all of what will do well is what happens inside. Once you get them to click, you got to get them watching and get them watching,
right.
Keep them watching. Right. That is the most important thing. I think you've already got a lot of the right things happening here. The little tips and tweaks we're telling you are not going to be huge game changers for your channel. What's going to be a huge game changer for you guys, the Poltergeist, is really start staring at which topics are connecting. How's our audience retention looking? How much the average view percentage of the videos we're putting up there? Where are we losing them? Where are we holding them? What are they watching more of? How can we tweak the way we make the actual video content to get, once we've got them in the door, great thumbnails, really powerful thumbnails that look really cool, and it's got all the right keywords and everything. I get it. This is the best horror movies on Netflix. I get it. I get what it is. And it's talking about Cargo. Oh, there's this movie Cargo. It's one of the best horror movies on Netflix. I'll click and watch that. But if you don't hold me and you don't get right to the point and blow me away, right back to the very first channel we talked about that was showing us crockpot recipes, said, like the crockpot recipe, boom, opened up, was the crockpot opening up and stirring the sauce, the bolognese. Like, man, give me that. I want you to spend more time now. This is a thing I talk to a lot of my students about. I tell them, get out of the huddle. All right. If a football team is about to do a play, they get in the huddle and they start talking. What are we going to do? What are we going to say? What are we going to do? Great. If you spend all your time in the huddle just thinking about what you're going to do instead of going out there and doing it, you're not going to win any games. You need to get out of the huddle. You've got a lot of the right things happening now. Get out of the huddle, get out there, get back to making content and start figuring out, do the move, make the content. Did it work? Did you score? Did you get ahead? Did you drive the views you wanted to? If you didn't, then reassess and go, okay, get back in the huddle for a minute and go, let me look at the data. What did I do? What went right? What went wrong? Oh, maybe if they don't like Shudder. They like when I talk about Netflix movie more than Shudder. Okay, let me make another, back out of the huddle. We're going to do another next Netflix horror movie. Let's go. Get out and get back on the field. Get out of the huddle.
Love it. So Tiny Violet Beauty says, wow, that's interesting about the notifications. Yeah, so everybody in the chat, how many people don't get notifications when some of your favorite YouTubers go live or when they upload a video? Like, wow, I missed a notification. Pay attention to your own viewing habits when you think about that. Like, I missed a notification. Probably because you're not engaging in that channel's content very much. There's usually a reason why you're missing notifications. Now, there is some issues with notifications in general, right? So I do engage with particular channels, and sometimes I do get the notifications late. So that does happen. But if you're finding that consistently, like I engage in this viewer's live streams, but I don't watch the videos, then YouTube's probably not going to let you know when that channel uploads a video, or they'll just do it sporadically.
Yeah.
Again, YouTube is in the game of wanting people to, they want you to watch, but if they see you're not interested, then it's not in their best interest to let you know that there's something online that you're not going to watch. They want to focus you on what they think you do want to watch, right? It's predicting what you do want to watch, not what you don't want to watch. And that includes sending you notification for content that you don't want to watch.
Yeah, 100%. And let me tell you something. Listen, I've worked with thousands of channels from 500 subscribers to 5 million subscribers. And I can tell you successful channels drive a very small percentage of views from notifications. It's 1 to 3%. So you really have to stop freaking out about, but people not getting notified, or really think about, trust me, if a video starts connecting with the target audience you're trying to reach, YouTube will recognize the traffic signals beyond notifications, and they'll start figuring out who to serve that to, and they will start finding, because YouTube has spent a ton of money better understanding viewers and putting them into groups like that viewer similar to this viewer, they like that. They're tracking the viewer. They're spending all of their time and energy understanding the viewer. So if you start making content that connects with a specific type of viewer, they'll go, aha, this one's doing really well. It's relevant and people are clicking and watching a good percentage of it. I think we know some other similar viewers we can try serving this to and see if they click and watch too. That's your goal. Get them to click, get them to watch. Stop thinking YouTube, start thinking viewer. Connect with the viewer. YouTube is just it's just the vehicle to get your video from when you made it to that viewer. It's all up to you to make sure that once it's in the viewer's hands, that if it's 3 people that watch it, if it only gets served to 3 people, you make sure that they enjoyed a good percentage of that video, that they thought they found value in it, so that YouTube goes, those 3 liked it. Let's find more viewers that are similar to those 3, and let's start serving this same video to them. And let's try serving more of this content to the 3 who already watched this one and see if they like the next video this creator made, all right? Get in line with the viewer.
And everything you just said goes hand in hand with what we talked about why sub for sub kills your channel. Because you're getting the wrong people into your videos that aren't watching your content. They're not interested. They're not satisfied when they watch your videos. They're just there to help you inflate your numbers, so YouTube doesn't see that as positive interaction. But when you get organic viewers, people who found your video, even like you said, if it's 3 people, and those 3 people watch a good amount of your video, they click and they watch a good amount of your video, right? YouTube's going to notice that and say, hey, this particular group of people, they like this content. Let's show it to 10 people that are similar to these 3. And if the majority of those 10 people click and they watch the video, hey, maybe let's show it to 50 people that are like these 10 people and that were like those 3 people. And that's how it builds up the channel momentum, or the video momentum. But it also works in reverse. If YouTube shows it to 3 people and 3 of those people, or the majority of those 3 people, 2 out of 3, don't react positively, they don't even click, or if they do click, they don't watch your video very long, YouTube says, oh, they don't like this video. Yep. Video's done.
And the video could, there's a million reasons that can happen, right? That's when we go back to that whole sub for sub thing. If you start giving traffic signals to YouTube about, oh, this person, we did a sub for sub thing, and this person's subscribed. They try serving that video to them, and they go, that person's not interested in this content. That was some little thing you did on the side. All of those different reasons. Target the type of audience member that you're trying to reach, the conversation you're trying to have, and connect with them on that level, all right? And make sure the message of what you're trying to do is clear. Dee, we've got one from Quest for Gold, who says, hello, guys. Great job on sharing this goodness. Thank you. We appreciate that. I'd appreciate a channel review so I can improve and continue to move forward and give the viewers what they want. Let me put this one into the chat for a second. Everyone in the chat, the things we try to teach you, we really try to tell you that all of these things are applicable to any channel. When you're looking, let's put it into the chat. If you guys in the chat saw this channel, I just want a quick yes or no. Looking at this channel, do you know what this channel's about? In an instant. Looking at the channel art, looking at, quickly, without having to read all kinds of stuff, you glance, do you know what this channel's about? Tell me yes or no in the chat, so I can just get a feel if you guys are seeing what we're seeing. I see no, no, nope, 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 nope. Yes from Little Crafty Nook. But the majorities of no's, Brendan, nope, Brendan Sparks, Dr. O.B. Edgar, nope, nope, nope. Marlon from White Noise Studio, nope, nope, no, okay? This is the thing I want you guys to do with your own channel. It's really hard, and I mean this in the most loving way. It's hard to have perspective when looking at your own channel. Even Dee and I suffer from this. We're very good at recognizing things in other channels, and sometimes we'll make the same mistakes on our own channels. We'll talk to each other like, Dee, help me. What is this? Does this work? Does that not work? We all talk to each other like, tell me, is this working or not working? To help to figure out.
It's easy to be in the eye of the hurricane, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what's going on around you, but you think, hey, this makes perfect sense to me because in my mind, I know what my channel is about. And you put it up there, but other people don't understand what it's about. So we talk all the time. We have different Facebook groups where we bounce ideas off of each other. Hey, does this make sense to you? Because it's easy to miss that messaging sometimes because you're in it, right? You're involved. It makes sense in your brain. But looking at your channel art here, first of all, it's a very relaxing picture, right?
I love it.
It makes me want to go hiking or something, but it says nothing.
I think it's a whitewater rafting, maybe, or such a
possibly. I don't know. It looks relaxing, but it says nothing to me about your quest for gold. I want to see gold.
I love the name of the channel.
I love it too.
And it looks like he may be holding up a piece of gold there. So I even like the avatar and the channel icon. What I'm missing is all of this doesn't exist up here.
I don't see gold.
I don't see gold.
Gold. I love gold. I love gold.
Oh, you know how hard it is to do perfectly timed stereo when you're using the internet as a connection. So we want extra points for that. Listen, this is it. Again, and listen, we're not picking on you, right? Like this is something we've all gone through every day. Every one of us is trying to figure out how to improve the messaging in our packaging. Your channel art is your packaging. Does the channel art scream? Is this a prospecting channel? I'm going to guess it is, right? Because it says Quest for Gold. I'm going to follow with that because I think that's what it is. Is the goal of this channel to send people to Facebook, join Instagram, or send you PayPal money? PayPal money's nice. But what we're not seeing here is all of those things, keeping people on the platform, getting them watching, keeping them watching, and then explaining what this channel's about and why they should watch. I'm just seeing a picture of a stream.
Yeah. Well, I see in the chat, and we're aware that you pan for gold and water. We get that, but he should be like, if he's panning for gold there, like he should be panning for gold. Like that's the imagery, that's the messaging.
Now, where's you pulling the pan up, showing all the gold flecks in it, sparkling out, and you're like, then I get Quest for Gold, and you're gold. I love gold, right? That's the missing thing. Yeah. Oh, that's good. So this is the thing you really have to focus back in on is like, I get it that, if you have to explain to us, well, I pan for gold in water and that's why there's water there. It's like, well, wait a minute. Listen, like if there's a picture of a house and you're a cooking channel and you go, well, I cook in my house. That doesn't qualify. You have to make it so clear to the viewer at a glance. I'm not picking on you, but I'm looking at the chat. Does everybody get it a view without having to read everything what it was about? And they didn't. That means your messaging is off. And everyone out there, every channel, do that. Look at it and go, does my messaging clear in the channel art? Does it have my channel name up here? Nope. Does it have a value proposition up here? Teaching people how to prospect for gold. Nope, doesn't say anything like that. Does it show you in the images you've chosen that there is prospecting and gold quest happening here? Nope. Do you have links sending them everywhere else? Yep. So when you start thinking about the things we've been talking about all along, every channel, please, I want you guys to make your own checklist of that and go, oh, wait a minute. Dee and Daniel just told me I got to be clear in my messaging so that all of the packaging points, the channel art, the thumbnails, the titles, all scream that thing that is my value proposition. And I think that this is a prospecting channel, but are you teaching people how to prospect? Are you teaching them how to find more gold? The best places to prospect? Are those the kind of things? Because if it's just about watching you pan for gold, is it technique? Are you teaching me how to pan for gold? I need that to be explained. And when I look at a title that says cinematic trailer filmed with an iPhone 11, what? Right. So it's a video edit. It's a mobile. Are you competing with Dee, showing people how to make cinematic video with your iPhone?
Right.
Like that's all of the packaging
is huge. Right.
All over the place. All over the place. Now it's metal detecting down here. So maybe it's not it's metal detecting for gold. So wait a minute, you just said that right. You said you pan for gold in the water. Maybe you metal detect in the water. There's so much missing information that makes it hard for me to understand as someone who's not already invested in your channel to learn what it's about at a glance. Make it easy for the viewer to understand what your channel's about, why they should watch your channel, and why they should potentially subscribe, come back and watch more in the future. It's not here yet. So those are the things I would tell you work on defining. Anything else you see here, pal?
Let me blow it up here and see what I got here. So you've got the Shorts playlist. Now, I know there is currently a glitch going on with YouTube because Shorts normally show. So if you create a Shorts playlist, it normally just shows up on a mobile device, but there is something happening with YouTube right now where it is going on a desktop. Could be a glitch, could be something that they're testing out. Hey, Daniel, can you log into the studio there and show people how to create a proper Shorts playlist? Since
Sure,
you're
I
sharing
can.
your screen?
Sure, I can. So if you're in YouTube Studio, right?
And I want to welcome Tangerine Travels to the chat, my favorite travel channel. Great to see you guys in here.
If you log in,
soon.
if you go to the customization tab in YouTube Studio, it's down here on the left. Click on customization, all right? And where you see here, these featured sections, let me highlight that. Featured sections, okay? What you can do here is, if you look here, it has the ability to add a section. If it's in blue, that means you can add a section. If it's in gray, that means that you've used up all the sections that you could potentially add. Click on add a section. And I've got mine right now. You can already see it's in gray. It says short videos. Just click on, I gotta make sure it stays open. Click on that short videos and it will add a short videos playlist to your channel, which will be displayed on mobile. Currently, I've already notified YouTube, it shouldn't be displaying on desktop. It should only show up on the mobile app. There's just a glitch going on right now, but that's all you do is just add short videos and you're done. It does the rest of the work. It creates this short videos playlist right here that you can left click on that equal sign, the two lines on the left, and move it wherever on your homepage you want it to be. It should only show on mobile. I like to put mine near the top because it's a mobile experience. So let's leave it up there. And you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to name, you don't need to create just put add a section, short videos. Now all of your shorts, anything that is a short that has the 9:16 aspect ratio, that has hashtag shorts in either the description and or title, that is under 60 seconds or has been created through the shorts camera if you have the actual shorts feature on your mobile app, will now start getting populated in that shorts section automatically. It's weird because you have to add it on desktop in order for it to show up on mobile. I am sorry. YouTube making things hard, right?
YouTube making things hard. And I want to say this, for those of you who are doing everything on your phone, if you log into the YT Studio app, you're not going to see the option to do this either in the YT Studio app or in the YouTube app. What you need to do is use something like the Chrome browser and request the desktop site, right? You can request a desktop site. It's going to make your browser think that it's viewing from a desktop view. And then you're going to pinch and zoom and go up to your profile picture, click on your profile picture, go to YouTube Studio, lots of pinching and zooming, but you can completely optimize your channel by going in that way. It's really awkward on a phone or an iPad, but that's how you have to do it for now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a learning experience when it comes to that kind of thing. It's sometimes YouTube doesn't work the way we want it to work, and that's okay. Don't freak out. They will fix it. They will get it right. They do. They always get it right over time. They always make the right decision after making every possible wrong decision. So they will get it right eventually.
They'll get it eventually. Yeah,
they'll get it eventually. Okay, here's another question. We had a very polite request from Dr. Severine Bryan, just asking about. Just trying to figure out what's going on with their channel. Dee, take a look at this. Tell me what you think.
Let me load it up here. View full screen. Sharing tools and tips that lead to financial freedom. I love that.
Good value prop.
Good value, very good value prop. Just to let you know that on a mobile device, your image on the far left is going to get cut off because on a mobile device, it's going to cut off where Daniel's marking right there. So just keep that in mind. What does the text say underneath you counting the money?
It says... Sev talks money. Oh, Sev, that's her nickname. Sev talks.
Okay.
You see what Dee had to do there? See how he had to take it right from this to this is getting called out. I would lose that. I don't know. You've got it split. Yeah, be aware. This two. If I was watching on a mobile device, I'd probably just see two.
Right,
wouldn't make sense.
Awkward. Yeah, right. I would lose the Sev talks money. Right, I would just focus everything on your value proposition, which is sharing tools and tips that lead to financial freedoms. I like that you're putting your live streams every Sunday, 4:30 p.m. EST. That's great. I would probably remove the plus bonus to uploads because I don't know what that means. Yeah. Right? Think about absolute clarity, right? You're giving financial advice, so you got to be very clear with your messaging in general. So just think about your channel art, your thumbnails, add that clarity to your messaging as well. So focus on your value proposition, always lead with value, and then live stream Sundays, 4:30 EST. there's your channel art. Scrolling on down from there. I think you're doing the same thing with the shorts. And again, this could be the YouTube glitch.
I think it's the YouTube glitch. We've been seeing that. That's how it's showing up on my channel too. It's saying shorts, but hopefully you're doing the right thing that we just talked about.
Yeah. I hope that's a glitch and not something that they're going to leave in there.
Oh, I hope so too. When we look, this was one of the things I just looked. When you, let me do this really quickly so we can show you what's supposed to be happening so that you're aware. YouTube Studio, down on the customization tab, if you look at this shorts video right here, there's a little question mark. It says right here when you hover, this section is only visible in the YouTube app. So it is only supposed to be visible there. If you do see it popping up, don't freak out. That's just YouTube being YouTube.
I do know that YouTube is going to put shorts in their own separate tab. So they're going to separate shorts from your video. So this could be just something that's happening as they're building that out, just like an oops.
Yep.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. Sorry. We had an oopsie.
Our bad. We're working on it.
Sorry, we'll figure it out. There's a lot that, I got to be, I don't like knocking YouTube too much because you got to understand it's a massive platform that does so many things right that when it does something wrong, then you literally have to you have to understand how many things they're dealing with on a daily basis. They get so many things right that I hate beating them up for something they get wrong. I try to send them messages like, hey, this is acting funny, just so making sure you're aware of it. Cut them some slack. I mean, they're a great platform that allows us to use up tons of bandwidth, and they don't charge us a penny. They give us all the tools that we need to upload, to create custom thumbnails, to upload custom thumbnails. They don't charge us a penny, and the money they do make, they give us 55% of the money that they make in ad revenue if you're monetized. Cut them a little slack. Sometimes I think YouTube gets a bad rap, like they're oppressing me. I'm like, really? I think it's a great deal. I think YouTube does a good thing. Not to get sidetracked there. When we're talking about here,
as we do.
Yeah, it happens with me. You know that. One thing I would say that Dee was talking about when he said lose the plus bonus uploads, there's something we don't talk about as much: economy of words. Okay, when you're building out your value prop, when you're building out your channel art, when you're building out your titles, when you're building out descriptions, anything, think about the economy of words. Try to say the most important thing in the fewest amount of words, okay? So that you can easily express what it is you're trying to get across to the viewer without having it to be paragraphs. So many times I'll do channel consultations one-on-one with clients trying to grow quickly. We're trying to figure out strategies. And I ask them a very simple thing. Could you tell me your value proposition of your channel? And literally a minute and a half later, they're still talking. And I say, if it took you that long to explain to me what your channel's about, how is a viewer supposed to understand at a glance what it's about? So economy of words. Sharing tools and tips that lead to financial freedom isn't bad. I would have said lose the sharing. Tools and tips for financial tools and tips and tools for financial freedom, right? Lose all this extra stuff, all the extra economy of words, tools and tips for financial freedom. Boom. I would go, I know what this is. She's going to give me tools and tips for financial freedom. I love it. That would make sense to me. So figure out what words you don't need when you're trying to put together that really concentrated value proposition. True in your channel art, true in your titles. Here's a perfect example. See how this is getting truncated? Because you use so many words that it's ... It's getting cut off. If you had been more conservative and had created a economy of your words, maybe that entire title would have fit inside of something that wasn't getting cut off.
And remember earlier on, we talked about not putting your channel name in your titles because it's simply not necessary. Because at your channel size, right, 263 subscribers, first of all, congratulations, because it's not easy to even get that. But at this stage, nobody's even searching for you. So when you think about adding your keyword phrases to your titles, you want to lead with that. If you're going to put anything extra, put it at the end, but your channel name is really not something that's, people are not looking for that right now. And
while you're saying, for 1 second, I don't mean to interrupt you, Dee. Think about exactly what he's talking about. Let's get that dialed in. Right here, your Dr. I'm going to pronounce your name wrong. I'm sorry. Severin Brian? But then it's Sev Talks Money and Sev Talks Money. So what are we going with? Is the channel Sev Talks Money, or is it Dr. Severin Brian? Whichever one you go with, stay with it, okay? Stop trying to repackage the name of your channel 900 times. Go with one, whatever makes sense. I like Sev Talks Money. If I saw Sev Talks Money, I would probably separate it. You've got it jammed together with no spaces, so I have to look a little careful. Almost looks like a hashtag. I would be Sev space talks space money. That would be a great channel name, because you could explain to me later on that you're a doctor. I don't know what you have your doctorate in, but you could explain that as the deeper part of what it is you do. But Sev Talks Money as a channel name makes a lot more sense to me than Dr. Severine Bryan.
Now, Daniel's in control of the actual browser here, so I can't mark anything, but just a little thing. And I know this is 8 months ago, so you may have corrected this. But Daniel, if you look at her screen share there or the screen grab of her top video that she's sharing, can you draw how she should be framed? Because her framing is off there. I just want
well, first of all, let's be clear. This screen grab, it's starting to play, so it's an auto play. But just in here, yeah, when you are trying to understand the rule of thirds in any given 16 by 9, right? Let me scroll. This is what you should be doing. Try to figure out. You should either be centered in frame, okay, or you should be doing a rule of thirds where there's a third and a third. And if you throw off the balance and you're over here, make sure you have something to balance out on the other side. The way you have this right now is the center of this is here. You're kind of low in frame because the broken apart, this part is getting you in the eyes instead of having you. I would like to see you right in here doing this thing. If you're going to center yourself, get yourself right there, leave a little space above, get yourself dead center on the frame. That will make for a better look, a better experience. Understanding balance, because video is not unlike photography. Get a balance. We're a visual medium. So we're trying to make sure that the things that we create are visually and aesthetically pleasing, not only in our thumbnails, but also in the way we create content, all right? Even some of the stuff you do over here in the thumbnails, you start seeing some of the balance, like you're a little, like this one, level up. I would have said you're a little hard to the left. I probably would have put you here, and then the other third balance, that's where that should have come in. So you should have been more like that area, and then the balance point, which you did put in a balance point, should have been a little more centered over here. So just think about how we visually make things so they don't look like they're falling off the screen. It's just something to work on.
Yeah, and though we're not thinking about this, but when viewers are watching your video, like there's a reason why cinematography is the way it is. They have these rules set up, and while on a subconscious level, we might turn off a video because things just don't feel right to us. We might not understand what it is, but if you're off center and things are kind of wonky in the video, it just might not feel right, and people might click off of your video. So pay attention to that sort of thing.
Another thing,
I just sent you the link.
Cool. Right here, I would tell you shorts, hashtag shorts in your title and or description. Don't lead with it, all right? Because people are still reading the titles when they're served outside of the short shelf, or even in it, it'll show up. So put the shorts at the end. And you don't need to even put it in the title. It can be in the description. It's just a discovery point. So you should leverage your credit to build. This is a perfect example. This short here should have been leverage your credit to build wealth. And what I probably would have done is put hashtag shorts in the description so it shows up in the title, above the title. If I clicked on this, it would be, see how that shows up in blue right there, right over here? That would show up above it. If you'd put it as a hashtag here, you have it here, it shows up above. And you could do it in the description as well. So just think about that. Like, make sure that the experience, don't just optimize for the machine, optimize for the viewer. Does the viewer need to see hashtag shorts as the first word in your short video? Or is that going to mean anything to them? Probably not. So get that. If you're going to put it in the title, stick it at the very end so it's there just for discovery, and lead with the thing that you'd want to lead with and stick with it. Leverage your credit to build wealth. That's all you needed. All right, cool. I get it. I'm going to leverage my credit to build wealth, and then maybe it's space hashtag shorts. That makes a lot of sense. You led with the value. And you didn't try to go, oh, and let me also put a line and put fun with something. Fun. I don't know what the other thing is. I have to click on it to figure out what the other half of that is. Don't make me do that. Keep it simple. Economy of words. When you're building your value proposition, your channel art, your titles, your playlist, economy of words.
Love it. Again, with the next playlist, most popular videos on Sev Talks Money. There's that disconnect between your channel name and Sev Talks Money. I would choose one. Choose one and run with it. Yeah. And if you are going to use Sev Talks Money, I agree with Daniel. Put the space in there.
Yeah. Okay, so you want me to grab Tangerine Travels?
Yeah. My favorite travel channel.
All right, let's go in here. Let's see what we got going on. Tangerine Travels. Boom. Look at that, 215,000 subscribers. Yep. Look at this. Look at this. Tangerine Travels, new video posted every Saturday. It's in the name, Tangerine Travel. Like I get it's a travel channel immediately, all right? And when I scroll down, it's like, what are they talking about? I've got, we did not expect this when moving to Mexico. So it's traveling, this right off the bat, I know that they've traveled to Mexico, favorite experiences in Mexico, Tangerine travels to Las Vegas, showing me all the destination spots they've gone to. Smart.
Now, I just want to add, because we've told a lot of people, don't put your name in your videos in your playlist, but they're at the size where people are actually searching for them. So for them, it does make a little bit of sense to build playlists around their name.
Yeah, and also things like you can see that they have different links going out to Patreon and Facebook. They start with their newsletter, but this is, again, a channel established that's quickly moving up to 250,000 subscribers. Congratulations, it's fantastic. Yep. But they're probably leveraging thing on their website. They got the newsletter here, so they're probably leveraging the newsletter to connect with their audience outside of YouTube as well. They're trying to grow beyond the platform because they've got YouTube in check, and now they're trying to make sure. It's one of the other things we teach people. When you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, focus on YouTube. But once you've got it there, remember that in YouTube, we are on leased land. At any moment, YouTube could go away. YouTube could delete your channel. You could get strikes and get stuff.
Accidentally, it happens. Yeah.
We've seen it happen. Your channel could get hacked and not get recovered. There's all kinds of things that could happen.
Perfect example. Yeah. So I am locked out of 7 Gmail accounts right now. 7 Gmail accounts. 2 of those Gmail accounts are on YouTube channels that I actually test. They're things that I test different things. I'm completely locked out. You're locked out of Gmail. You're locked out of YouTube. I've been locked out for months, and I can't get anyone at YouTube to help me. Can't get anyone at Google to help me. They're just sending me in circles on that. I'm completely shut out. If that had been my main channel, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done.
That would be it. And that's your main lifeline is your channel. So when we talk about a channel that's here, like Dee is saying, when you start getting success on the platform and you're trying to now think about how you can expand so that you're not locked into one thing, you want to grow beyond YouTube. So if there's a problem with YouTube, you still are growing your audience on other platforms, then it makes all the sense in the world. Intentionality. When you're at 215,000 subscribers, yeah, make sure you start leveraging the name of your Tangerine Travels. Make sure you start pushing people to your newsletter. Maybe think about the Patreon and stuff where you're trying to drive some revenue. So if you do send someone off platform, it's for a reason. They've got people there. They're probably offering extra content that they can't get on this channel behind a paywall. So now they've improved their revenue strategy by putting those things in, right? Just smart. Look at the thumbnails, though.
I want to say, before we get into the thumbnails, their top video there, right there at the very top, their featured video, one thing I would probably do differently there, because you're not subscribed, you're seeing their newest video there, I would put a highest performing video for people who are not subscribed. And the people who are subscribed, that's where I would put your newest video, right? Because if you've got to find one of your highest performing videos that continues to deliver, put that up there for people who are not subscribed to your channel. It's a proven winner. Yep. And it's more likely to pull people in to actually get them to subscribe. You can actually sort your videos by subscribers, or you can sort your videos by views, by subscribers, by watch time, depending on your channel goals. And you can put that video there for non-subscribers if you're trying to pull them in to get them to subscribe to your channel.
Yep. Super easy. And this is great. 3 hours ago, this is what I would like to see if I was subscribed, like Dee is saying. So that's a great that you have it up there. You just have it up there for the wrong viewer. I'd like to see that. So if I am subscribed, why would a person who is subscribed come back to your channel? Most likely to see if you have a new piece of content up, right? That's what they're going to want. They want to watch more. So make sure the newest one they can find for for a returning subscriber, and like Dee said, for the person who's just come here for the first time, convert with something that's high performing. Also, I've said this before, I'm not a fan of uploads. If you're putting your newest video here for returning subscribers, you don't need to use uploads, because all uploads does is it serves the newest video in order. Every time you put a new one, it puts it right at the head. So if you want to do that, just put your newest video here and I'll find it. I'd much rather see Tangerine Travel's favorite experiences in Mexico up here. I don't want to have to scroll to get to it, right? I want to go Tangerine Travels. I want to see your featured piece of content and not uploads. I want to see favorite experiences. Oh, they were traveling in Mexico. I've been thinking about going to Mexico to visit my friend Dee, who is trapped there and can't leave.
We're in the same city. We're actually going to meet up, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah.
I make sure he's on your channel. I make sure you get him on there, right? But that's it. You might be one of their favorite experiences, Dee. Meeting Dee Nimmin in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm gonna fanboy out a little bit when we hang out.
That's cool. That's cool.
Actually, well, the cool thing about this channel, just a little personal thing. So when we were interested in like traveling in Mexico to begin with, that's how I found their channel. So pretty much all of my experiences in Mexico have been one way or another because of their content. So
they do have on the cost of living in Mexico. So a lot of their stuff is focused around Mexico, which is great. Which is great. I just would get this stuff. I'd get the highest performing playlist right up top, the ones that really sell the value proposition right off the bat. We're always, and listen, even at 215,000 subscribers, which is fantastic, there's always something in our messaging. We're always trying to squeeze. That's a tangerine joke right there. We're trying to squeeze a little more juice out of our channel. Those little percentages, when you have a channel this size, can really make a difference because there's a higher probability of someone coming to this channel and checking it out because it might get recommended to a lot of new viewers and they go, oh, what's this? I'm going to go click on the Tangerine Travels name to go quickly look at the homepage. Make sure that they're getting served not with things like uploads, but things like your experiences in Mexico, the Mexico beaches one, the travels to Las Vegas. Get those all up top so that immediately, and I would say, you know what, I think the thing I'm questioning here is they got the great picture of you and the dog, Tangerine Travels. I kind of get it. I mean, I was wondering, like, do we need to go deeper with this value prop here? But I think I kind of get it. It's simple. Tangerine Travels, new videos posted every Saturday. Boom. I get it. It makes sense. It's this couple who are traveling. All right, I get it. That makes sense. It's economy of words in action right here.
Yeah,
right?
and I think the thumbnails look fantastic. I'm curious, if you click into one of the videos, how are they structuring things with their links, pinned comments, links, and description?
All right, well, let's look at a recent one that's performed well. Yeah. This one here is
2 weeks ago.
16 things no one told you about Mexico. So we go, that's a great title. Love the compelling nature of that title. Oh, well, I've been thinking about going to Mexico. What are the 16 things that no one has told us? We get in here. I'm not seeing a card. Not seeing a card. No card. Let me go to the end. Am I seeing an end screen? I'm seeing 4. You're giving me 4 options, all right? So now you've got no card, 4 options. And then when I come down, start learning Spanish, Tangerine Spanish. So now it says Tangerine Spanish. So I'm guessing it might be, is it something you guys own? Is this one of your own websites possibly because of the Tangerine? I'm seeing the connection. So maybe this is a moneymaker for you. And then when we go to the pinned comment, the Rocket Language of Sales over, you can start no credit card. Oh, free tile Tangerine. So this is probably your thing. So I understand that you're pushing towards that's a moneymaker for you, right? That's probably something. But the number one thing that you really want to think about is getting people to watch more content. So when we start thinking about the best practices of how you can, I would experiment with definitely get a card up. And if you're going to go card end screen, make sure that you're only pushing to one other video so we're sending the same traffic signal. When anyone watches things no one told you about Mexico, give me another strong Mexico video, but one, right? One other strong Mexico one. So that why Taxco Mexico is awesome, best food ever, would be a great thing to follow up 16 things no one told you about Mexico, right? Oh, and why this is the best ever.
Or if you're in a particular city. So if, like, say you're in San Miguel, for example, and you're doing something about San Miguel, you know somebody clicked in, they're watching that about San Miguel, and not necessarily your current subscribers because they're on board for whatever you do, right? They're going to follow your journey. But for new people who are coming on, they're figuring out your channel, they're watching your video and you're in San Miguel, and then when that ends, you've got an end screen or you've got a card that links out to another San Miguel video that's going to increase the likelihood that they're actually going to click through and watch that. Or you could, you've got a playlist there. You could put an entire playlist together of San Miguel, so on and so forth. And then down in the description, you can link out to other type of popular videos as well.
I love playlists for a larger channel like this. They've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They can drive 61,000 views on a video that was just published, a week ago. This is a channel that can go, listen, I have a better chance of going with one playlist. Again, I believe singular. Smaller channels, just try to push them towards one other video. Let's create that single traffic source. It's much harder for a smaller channel to push someone towards an entire playlist and get them watching, but you guys definitely could because of the size. I'd probably go, if this is a 16 things that no one told you about Mexico, let's get Tangerine Travel's favorite experiences in Mexico as your playlist in the end screen and get it in the card, okay? And then when we come down, this is your choice. If this is making that much money for you, that you've used it in your description and your pinned comment, I'm not going to argue because you know the trade-off
want.
you're making.
Yep. Right.
You know, find that balance. Whenever you're trying to find that balance between channel growth and revenue strategies, because there's a growth strategy and then there's a revenue strategy. And you guys clearly are using that. Just don't be afraid to be clear on both, right? You only put one link in your description when you got here, right? That said, hey, start learning Spanish. And then you put it again in the pinned comment with a little more elaborate description of what's going on. The sale is over, but you can start a no credit card required trial of learning Spanish, right? So you leverage the same thing twice. Very smart. What you didn't do is follow that with your content strategy. You tried to get them to click 4 things and then had no card. So I would do the same thing you did below. Put one in the card, put one in the end screen, which I think you can do playlist. And I think that's where you can tighten it up.
Yep, 100%.
Make sense?
Totally.
This is but congratulations on the 215,000 subscribers. Man, I love seeing channels crush it on YouTube. I got to remind all of you, if the reason Dee and I get so passionate about helping channels grow and why we're so serious about it, we're all in this together. I need you to do well on YouTube. You need me to do well on YouTube. And I've made this reference before. It's like skateboarding needs Tony Hawk to do well, right? Snowboarding needs Shaun White to do well, because that's what allows. I can remember when snowboarding first started becoming hot. I bought a snowboard. Half the mountains in my area wouldn't allow snowboarders. You couldn't go on they wouldn't allow you. They didn't build anything for snowboarders. There's no parks. They didn't want you on the mountain. They would ban you from the mountain. We needed to become legitimate so that I could grab my board and I could go ride anywhere I wanted to. The same thing is true of YouTube. I need, Dee needs, we all need each other to do well, to do our best. Because when we do better, when we start seeing 215,000 subscribers, when we draw people in and get them watching our content because it's smart, it's focused, it's laser pointed right at the kind of target audience member, and it serves their needs. When our content, and we build channels that do that, and we do well, the platform grows. And that makes it better for all of us. All of us earn a better living and have a better future if each one of us takes YouTube very seriously and tries to do the best we can on the platform so that we perform well and the overall platform does better year after year after year. We're in this as a team. We really are in this as a team. And I think sometimes people forget that. They're just like, I'm just trying to make a channel grow. Listen, you need us to do well. I need you to do well. We're all in this together. This is why we have these communities where we do channel reviews and we try to give tips, because we all want to see every one of us at any level do better and better and better and keep growing, so that I want to see Tangerine Travels at 1 million subscribers, and I want to see them driving hundreds of millions of views every year, so that they become, a really huge travel channel. Because even though I'm not in the travel niche, if they can legitimize YouTube as a platform and help make it more predominant, I gain from that, you gain from that, Dee gains from that, we all win.
Here's a great comment from Tangerine Travel. It says, on this point, we've learned a lot of smaller Mexico channels always get a boost every time we post on a Saturday. It's in their best interest that we succeed and keep posting.
Right. Look at that. Look at that.
That's totally solid. And fun fact, I once skated with Tony Hawk when I was like 16 years old.
Get out of town. Actually, did you talk to him, or you just happened to be in the same place?
No, we hung out. Yeah, they were. I was skating at an amateur level. We were in a contest. They were pros. It was like Tony Hawk and Mark Gonzalez and Tommy Guerrero, like Steve Cavallero, like all those dudes. I got to hang out and skate with them, and they're pretty cool, nice guys.
Fun fact: I was actually in Vail. I was in Vail, and right in front of me, Shaun White. He was right the chair in front of me, and I'm like, I followed him as long as I could. Like, he hit a box, I hit a box. He hit a little jump, I hit a little jump.
Awesome.
He went on a massive jump, and I went, well, I'm out.
And you went on your head. Yeah.
I went out. That's as far as I could follow him. Yeah. Okay, kid is crazy. Let's see, who else do we have here? Let me find another channel. Let's talk about. Let me see. Wow, some of these names are a little tricky. Wow, is this a? Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can.
I think your browser's frozen.
Is it?
I think so. No, there it is. It's going.
Yeah, right. Let me see if I can find. Is this a channel name? I'm having a little trouble finding some of these channel names. Let me see. Do a little search here. Yeah.
Hey Ed, how you doing today?
Okay, I'm trying to find some of these channels. Some of the names are a little
hard to find.
A little hard to find. So I'm going to try to find the ones that pop up easily for us, so we don't have to do. We've done that one where we try to pull up channels and it's like, that's not my channel. It just happens to be the same
wrong
name.
Channel. I think it was like two streams ago, we went on a full review on the wrong channel. Do you remember that?
Yeah, completely the wrong. Yeah. So,
It happens. It happens. By the way, I want to thank, while Daniel's looking for a channel, I want to thank Streamyard for putting us on today, for doing channel reviews. For those of you who don't know, we do monthly live streams here on the Streamyard channel. If you're not live streaming yet, there's a link down below that you can set up and stream Streamyard for free. You can stream for free up to 20 hours per month, totally free. They do put a watermark on it if you use the free version. It's the easiest way to get up and live streaming. So if you're trying to figure out, how can I go live? I'm not really into all the tech. I want the simplest way possible. That's going to be Streamyard. Look underneath this video right here. If you're watching this on replay or live, just head down to the description and you can sign up that way.
All right, we've got one right here, D.
One?
You can pull this one up. Certified Gumbo, who asked, how often do you do these channel reviews? I would absolutely love to have one at some point, if not today, but whenever. Guess what? You're on.
Today's your day.
Today's your day because you were kind. And we do these, just so you do know, we are doing these, this is a recurring show. The second Saturday of every month.
Every month.
Pick your time zone. Mine is noon Eastern Standard Time. Relate that to whichever time zone you happen to be in. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to be here for a couple hours every second Saturday on the Streamyard channel. Thanks again to Streamyard for letting us do this. They are fantastic about really helping creators grow channels. They let us on here and say, listen, we love that you talk about Streamyard, but really help the people that use our product, or anyone out there on YouTube. We really want to help creators grow. And this is why we love Streamyard. So
real quick, Deo says, I have the paid version, but I don't see my branding anywhere. So if you're using StreamYard and you have the paid version, you want to change your branding, on the far right-hand side, there's an icon that says brand. Click on that and you actually upload your own branding. You can change colors and whatnot from there.
Cool. So D, run with this one, Gumbo.
All right, let me open up Gumbo here.
And again, just no specific questions, just would like some quick pointers on the channel.
Yep, so Gumbo, what's it say? All-inclusive community for geeks to create and explore their fandom together. Okay, I did gotta get an idea that you're making a channel about people who are into anything that has fandom in it, right? So it could be shows, Marvel, Star Wars, whatever it is. And that's exactly, as you're scrolling, that's exactly what it is. Yep. So I guessed it. One thing that I would probably do, though, if you go back up to your channel art, because I had to like blow this up large to actually read what it said. I would, like, Gumbo, I like your channel name, but like what you're doing, your value proposition is more important than your channel name at this point at 143 subscribers. So I would enlarge that, right? I would bring more attention to what it is that you're actually doing on your channel. Because like I said, I had to blow this up and kind of like figure out what was going on to actually read that. Just, you know, a little design thing there. And coming down into your thumbnails, because I'm on board, right? I love Marvel. I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Disney fan in general. One thing that I would tell you about your thumbnails is this. So let's say you're doing all these reviews, and I get it, and I hope you're not giving people spoilers, because I can't stand when I get spoiled with stuff, right? I block all of these things on Twitter anytime these new shows are coming out. All of your thumbnails are the same. So let's pick WandaVision, for example. Every single one, at a glance here, I know you do have like episode 1 and 2, episode 3, but at a glance, down smaller, if I'm scrolling through, and I've watched, say, your review on episode 1, and I'm just scrolling through on YouTube on my phone, and you have an episode 4, if I don't catch that tiny little episode 4 on there, I'm going to think I already watched that video because the thumbnail is exactly the same. What I would do, and this is where a lot of people get lazy with their thumbnails, especially for this type of content, I would change the thumbnail for every single one of your reviews. Even if that means you just flip things around on the other side, or maybe you change the background colors, or make the episode version, the episode number really big. Make it to where I could clearly see that I've watched one or haven't watched one. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll through because I think I already watched it.
Yep, 100%.
Different characters even. You can change different characters in your thumbnails.
And watch the amount of text. Again, economy of words. I cannot read this down here on desktop. Right. Imagine on mobile and the white over the white. Listen, keep it simple. And you're writing episode 3, episode 2, episode 4. That's the word I can read. I look at episode 4 and I go, is that episode 4 a review? Is that that episode? I mean, are you reviewing? Because they do have 4 episodes out. If it's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4, then what I would have done is I wouldn't have covered their faces with that. I probably would have put, episode 4 up here. And that's it, episode 1V. Right? Well, that's the shortest economy of words. And then put, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4 review. Right? Because the whole economy of words, you get truncated. So the whole, I can't tell you what the title is because it got truncated. I have to actually go, oh, the whole world is watching. So that was the name of you just took, all you did was you stole the episode and the title of that episode. You didn't put any value into it. Are you reviewing it? Are you talking about it? You're trying to leverage the actual name of it. And it's gotten you 50 views. Give me the value. Why am I watching your thing? Is this the Falcon in the Wood? Are you actually, please, I hope you aren't, reposting the entire episode? I hope that's not what this is. It's an hour and 31. I would like to think that the episodes are only about 45 minutes long. So I don't think that you, hopefully not just replaying the episode. Are you doing a review? You talking about it? You breaking down the subplots in the story and talking about the character development and coming up with theories of what might be happening next and giving your opinion? If that's it, I love it. I'll subscribe and I'm in and I'll come and I'll check this out. I love the new Falcon and Winter Soldier because it says review up here, but it doesn't say any of that here. And it doesn't say any of that here, right? I just see your two little faces and then word stuff. So economy of words, make sure the value is placed in everything. So I understand, why would I watch this? Because if I click on this and go, oh, if I'm some knucklehead who doesn't want to pay for Disney Plus, I am. I actually pay for Disney Plus, but that's only because I have to. But I look at this and I would think, oh, is this that episode? And I click on it and go, wait a minute, that's not that episode. It's someone reviewing that episode. It didn't tell me that in the title and the thumbnail. I guess I was clickbaited into this, right? So think about that. Be really clear. And the other thing Dee was saying, economy of words up here, an all-inclusive community for geeks to create and explore their fandom together. Listen, there are huge levels of fandom. I don't think that you are covering every level of fandom. It looks to me like you're really concentrating on movies and television specific to big blockbuster, right? Like the whole, the Marvel universe brought, whether it's on, television or in the movies or on Netflix or Disney Plus or HBO, wherever it ends up. Same Marvel universe, right? This is another one. This is a Lovecraft one. That's a really great series too. Then the Star Wars. So I understand it's really movies and television. So I would probably say to you, Gumbo, why don't you see if you can get this down to, instead of, economy of words and inclusive community for geeks to create and explore their, oh my God, it's like, that's a lot. I would have said this is probably something more like, movies and television. Help me here, D. It's got to have movies and television in it, right? Somewhere, something like that.
Are they only doing, go to their videos. Let's see what else they're doing here. See, so when I read this, before I actually dug in to see it was only movie reviews, I actually expected reviews. I expected maybe you were talking about movies. I thought you might be touching on costumes. Like there's a whole lot. When you talk about fandom, there's a lot to talk about. And then as we get into your content, I see it's just reviews. So that kind of that twists things a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was
seeing featured on the homepage, and that's why I leaned that way. It looks more like it's a very specific type of, right? It's not necessarily it's not necessarily all things Comic-Con, right? It's not necessarily that. It's more like we're talking about a very small series of universes we're going to leverage here. That it's really kind of like the Marvel
universe.
Movie
reviews. You're doing TV and movie reviews. That's what you're doing,
right? And it's the fandom around that. And I get that. Right. Like it's real. I get that you're really kind of geeking out on the depth of that. But I would probably make that clear in the value proposition under Gumbo, that you're just kind of saying like, no, this is an all-inclusive community. It's like this weird, like, come on in and hang out with us. We promise once you figure out what we're about, you'll love it here. You got to explain really quickly because there's a lot of different types of geeks out there, right? There's Dungeons and Dragons geeks. There are people who are into, cosplay geeks. There are people who are into just watching the movies. They just really love, the Marvel Universe kind of geeks. So there's so many different types of geeks in that kind of fandom. And I use geeks lovingly because I'm a huge Star Wars geek too, and a Golden Age comic book geek. So I just try to be really clear what that is. And again, simple things, 143 subscribers. Let's really be super cautious about where we are sending people. Welcome by channel. Now leave, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to, Twitch, you're sending them everywhere. Let's keep them here for now. And let's really focus on getting this dialed in a little bit. Let's get some featured content up here for people who are just showing up and you don't have any featured content. I love that you have Falcon and Winter Soldier review. That's a great playlist title name. Just put a little description under it too, so you're also describing exactly what you're doing. We walk through every episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and discuss story plot, character development, and potential, what do they call them? Cookies or whatever, whatever they are. Hidden gems, right? Easter eggs, things like that. Explain what it is when you're doing in your review. So I look and I go, oh, I get what this is, and then get that separation that Dee was talking about. Make sure that you've really separated each one so they can stand on their own independently, and that I don't feel like I've already watched one if it happens to be serving another one.
I would also test trying to take the best parts of an hour-and-a-half video or an hour-long video and try putting up some clips with this, because I love reviews. I love the Easter egg videos, but I'm not going to commit to an hour or an hour. I don't have time for that. But if you've got, clips, right? So you've got your longer video for people who are on board with the long form content. But if you can take the best parts out of that and then break it down into little bite-sized consumable pieces of content that might be 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm on board with that. Those are the type of things that I watch. And I think you're missing out on a lot of opportunity because not everybody has the time to commit to an hour or even 2. I see one on here for Lovecraft for 2 hours. A lot of people don't have time for that. So, but if you've got a 5-minute clip out of that, out of an hour, you can probably get 10 little clips out of that can really bring in a lot more people if you use the right title, use different thumbnails for that, attract a different audience.
Yeah, and think about leveraging compelling things. Listen, other people who are into this and have the geek and the fandom over the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, instead of just putting Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the name of that episode, think about compelling titles. Instead of that, put episode 4. You could put this imagery up here, this kind of thing, so it's episode 4 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and ask a compelling title. I forget the character's name. Is it James Walker? I'm getting that wrong. The new guy who's now taken over as Captain America correct me here, James Walker, the worst Captain America ever. Ask the question, open the line of discussion that you're going to talk about when you get in there and you start watching where he's struggling as trying to fill the role of, Steve Rogers, wearing the suit and carrying the shield. Create compelling titles that speak to the inner geek, that speak to the super fans, where they go, oh, I hate that guy. I think he's the worst Captain America ever. I can't believe they're letting him wear the suit. Put that in the title. Get those compelling elements. Show that guy's face. Don't just keep showing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you're in episode 2, 3, or 4, instead of keep putting the same image, show the new Captain America and start discussing. Is he the worst? Is he the worst Captain America? Is he a better Captain America than Steve Rogers? ? Trigger people so that they go, hell no, he's not, right?
There's a thumbnail, the new Captain America versus the old Captain America.
Right.
This versus
who wore it better?
Who wore it better? Right. And if you talk about that during one of these live streams, that's a clip. Clip that out. Make that thumbnail. Use that title. You're going to bring in a whole new different audience when you're doing that. Yep. And you're speaking direct. I hate the new Captain America. I'd click on that. I hate this guy, and just put his face on there. I hate the new Captain America.
Yeah, that could be the name of I hate the new Captain America, and you show him and the old guy, and you go, just get people into the conversation.
Why I hate the new Captain America.
There you go. Why I hate the new Captain America. Right? Then in the review, you start talking about, don't be afraid to be compelling. Speak the language of the people you're trying to reach. They know the title. They know the name of the episode. Get into the details. Get into the nitty gritty. Get talking about the things that they're talking about in those series, so that you're talking about plot points, things that are controversial, making guesses. Throw it out there. Take it to the next level. And again, like Dee said, an hour and 31-minute video, that might be great in the moment, but is anyone going to watch that in the replay? Figure out a way to create consumable content. So that might be chopping these up, like Dee said, and making. I've got the full live stream, but I'm going to break that down into smaller, digestible portions that are 5 or 10 minutes long. Where we just talked about, that section in the live stream where we took that out. Is he the worst? Why I hate the new Captain America? Take that out of the live stream, make it its own independent thing with a different thumbnail. Boom! Now you've got another piece of content that could do well.
Yeah, and you also have to think about it this way, from YouTube's perspective. If YouTube is trying to predict what the viewer wants to watch next, and all YouTube sees on your channel is hour-plus long videos, YouTube's looking at viewers and says, well, we've got all these viewers, and they're not interested in hour-plus long videos. So I think it narrows the possibility that you're going to be able to grow faster, because YouTube doesn't have those people who are necessarily into the fandom, into those shows, who are going to sit through an hour or 2-hour video, right? Because YouTube's trying to predict what the viewer wants to watch next. And the YouTube knows what type of content that viewer likes, right? YouTube knows I like short videos. So they're not going to show me these 2-hour plus long videos. And, there is a thing called passive content. And Daniel and I think we talked about this before, where, this is why Joe Rogan can go on for 3 hours. People put it on in the background. They clean their house listening to Joe Rogan. They go out and they do something in the garage listening to Joe Rogan. They go for a walk listening to Joe Rogan, and those sorts of long podcasts.
Yeah, but Joe
he breaks them up too, though. But he breaks up. He takes
but
the best parts of those.
Joe has spent a lot of time developing that and learning how to get the kind of interviews that people are hearing things they don't hear anywhere else. Superstar guests, deep dive questions, really tackling issues from every perspective. So you got to be compelling. He's very compelling. So if you're going to do these long things, make them compelling. All right. We had another one from Coffee Talk in Tech, who had just a general question of, hey, I'll take some criticism if possible. You got it, pal. I'll give you some criticism. Dee and I are the masters at criticizing people, so you've come to the right place. I'm going to jump right off the bat here and say Coffee Talk in Tech with John Ryan. So, okay, here it is. It's fairly straightforward. Watch your crop. You're dangerously close to having some of this getting cut. So I would say maybe, this is good here, but this looks a little tight. Just double check it. I like that you only have a subscribe link here. That's great. Coffee Talk and Tech. It's cool. I get it. It's more, the tech thing is the real thing, right? That you're just here. You're just kind of having conversations about tech. Uploads, watch out for that. Popular uploads, watch out for that. Past live streams, that means nothing to me. That means nothing to me, all right? It doesn't help me.
Look at this one right there, right? Look at the Canon M50, why you should buy it.
Boom.
I don't know if you made this video or not, but it would have been a great follow-up video to that, to link in your end screen, to link in your pinned comment, to link in your cards, why you shouldn't buy it. Yep. And then you could have another video, the Canon M50 compared against the Sony ZV-1, right? Like you build this binge-watchable session for people who are interested in the M50 and give them why you should buy it, why you shouldn't buy it. Should you buy this one or should you buy that one? You can create an entire playlist for a rabbit hole for people to go down to figure about the M50.
You could create a playlist that says everything you need to know about the Canon M50 Mark II. And then in that, everything that Dee just said, why you should buy it, why you shouldn't buy it, how it compares to the previous version, what are the new updated features. So each video can cover a different thing. How to set it up.
How to set it up. Change these things immediately when you buy this. Right. Like there's so many different ways you can do that. And you had success with this video.
Yep.
But if you didn't expand on this, I think you wasted an opportunity.
Yep. And it drove 2,500 views. If those views are organic, that's fantastic. You've got a lot of streamer kind of stuff in here. Let's talk about this for a second. We are on a live streaming channel, live streaming platform right here at Streamyard. Thank you very much. If you have not tried Streamyard, there are links down in the description where you can start using Streamyard today for free and start creating the very same types of live streams that Dee and I are showing you right now. We are using the Streamyard platform to share our live stream with you, to share screens and do all the things you're seeing, including our branding and our names underneath us. Please sign up today. Give it a test whirl. It's really fantastic software that makes live streaming simple. But the thing we were talking about, pull this channel back up. He's got a lot of live streams. Using live streams to try to grow your channel, I think is smart. I think it's a smart thing. It's a great way to reach out and connect with your immediate community, people who are already invested and who know who you are, or who might be looking for a certain value, right? If you're talking about tech, then if you do a live stream, the one thing I would tell you is it John Ryan. John, the one thing I tell you, pal, is I'm looking, remember we talked earlier, there's always something you can learn from the things we talk about on other channels. Look at that thumbnail, look at that thumbnail, look at that thumbnail, look at that thumbnail. Your last 6 videos, 4 of them are virtually identical. If I don't stop and try to figure out the words, I don't know what it is. You're treating live streams like they're throwaway material. Instead of treating them like, oh, I'm gonna make a great independent thumbnail that's gonna really represent what I'm talking about here today, get people excited, make it stand out, make it different than my last live stream, you're like, you're just kind of quickly changing the text and it's really kind of hard to read this red on the purple and it's not doing it for me right here.
I'll also say this. So you're about coffee talk and tech, but you're doing live streams for new YouTubers.
Yeah.
Streamers talk tech. Like, it's kind of a disconnect there. Are you helping new YouTubers or are you talking about coffee and tech? So I would make a decision on that one, you know.
And it does say new YouTuber tech. I kind like it almost gets thrown away. There's something in there that I kind of get, you know, if it was tech, new tech for YouTubers, like lead with the tech, always lead with the tech.
Right,
So
but that's the thing though. Like, is your audience YouTubers, or is your audience people who are just interested in tech in general? The average person who might not have a YouTube channel, but they want to buy a camera, right? So you got to figure out who your audience is on this one. Are you trying to appeal to YouTubers, or are you trying to appeal to people who are interested in the tech that you're interested in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Define
and
that. And run with it.
And if it is for YouTubers, don't be afraid to, kind of get that up into the messaging. Coffee Talk and Tech for YouTube content creators or for YouTubers.
For YouTubers, yeah.
Get it up
Coffee
there so
Talk
people
and Tech
understand.
for YouTubers.
Yep, that would make sense. And I go, oh, I know exactly what this is. He's going to sit down and chat about some of the tech I can use to either live stream, to film, to do all those kind of things in a YouTube setting. That makes it very clear because, John, what that helps us understand is who the target audience is. Is it just people like, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm just trying to buy a new camera because I'm going to go on vacation. I want a new camera. I want to learn how to use it. If those are the kind of people you're interested in reaching, just people who are into tech, who want to learn more about the tech, that's one audience. If it's specifically where you really start talking about how to use that tech on YouTube, that's a content creator. That's who you're focusing on. Content creators and the tech that they use, that's a different target audience. And if that's who you're trying to reach, then be true to that and make sure it's represented in all of your packaging, okay?
Yep.
In general, I think he's playing around with some stuff. Some of the images are better than others. There's a little too much text in certain areas. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Here you're talking about the Rodecaster Pro, and it looks like you've got Audacity, so I get it. Rodecaster Pro multi-track recording on Audacity. So that's, does that doesn't scream to me the same value. I mean, I know that is that for YouTubers? Is that we're talking about here? I think that you leveraged a popular piece of equipment here. It did get 282 views, so that's pretty good. But a month ago, again, 2,500 views. Let's look for patterns. These are your most recent uploads: 55 views, 40, 69, 48, 80, 144, 2,500. 25.
Man, you should have went hard. You should have went hard on that Canon M50.
That was your channel giving you every flag possible to say, well, right here, stay here. This is what we want to talk about. This is what we like hearing about. And I would have been doubling down on that left, right, and center. 5 reasons why, right? The Canon M50 Mark II, 5 reasons why you should buy it. Watch the bracketing. Don't be silly with trying to be clever. Like, I got it in brackets. Brackets don't actually make that word "it" harder to read on a mobile device. So you should have said Canon M50, why you should buy it. That lose the brackets. It also makes it harder for YouTube to read when there's no space. It reads bracket WHY and thinks that's one word, and IT bracket is one word because you didn't put any spaces around it. So YouTube logistically, as an AI, is reading that as a different word than Y and it, because you've now put things around it to change it up that are attached right to it without any space to separate it. But D is spot on. Everybody, learn to listen to your channel. When something connects, stop, go, wait a minute. Right. That's doing really well. I need to revisit that. I need to learn. I talk tech. When I started talking about this Mark II Canon M50, people loved it. How do I double down on that? How do I revisit? How do I go back to the well and start expanding on that so that I can then go back to the first video and pin this new one I made in the card, in the end screen, in the pinned comment, and the link in the description, so I can start creating a view funnel to get those people watching more of my Canon M50 Mark II videos.
This is a huge mistake that I see time and time again with people who are just starting on YouTube. They don't pause and listen to their channel, right? You have to learn how to listen to your channel, so when things like this happen, right, and you're like, wow, I'm getting these views, you lean into that. That's the direction that you head into. It might not last forever. It might be a one-off. Like, that video might have just completely just done incredibly well, and you might have done a follow-up video and it didn't do so well. That happens sometimes, but you have to try to lean into that, because that's what's happening right now on your channel. You have an audience that's engaged in that particular topic, so you want to lean into that and try to make more of those. A lot of times it does work. Every now and then it doesn't.
And some of this I see hints of it, right? Because this one did 918 views. Go wireless with the Rodecaster Pro. Now you may have said, oh, that did pretty well. Let me try another Rodecaster Pro one. That did okay, 282. So I can see, but then the question I would ask is, okay, if you're being strategic, let's open up this video. And in this video, did you then go ahead and link your next Rodecaster Pro video? You did, nope, you went to the JBL 305P Mark II studio monitor. So someone who's really interested in the Rodecaster Pro, you went, I'm going to ignore that fact, those 918 views, and I'm going to ignore the traffic signals I just got from YouTube, and I'm going to recommend something completely different. When we get to the end screen, what did you do? Vocal Era, completely different. So now you're sending two different traffic signals. If one person clicks on the card and another person clicks on the end screen, they've sent two completely different traffic signals back to YouTube. That's going to make it harder for YouTube to understand the very next type of candidate video that they should recommend. You're hoping that you'll get enough clicks over time that YouTube will go, oh, it's his content that we should recommend. But the reality is you should be doing a better. There's nothing above the fold.
Look at this for a second. So the video titles go wireless on the Rodecaster Pro. So you know that people who landed on this video, A, either have or want a Rodecaster Pro, and B, either have or want the go wireless microphones from Rode. So if you scroll back up and look at the recommended video on the right, scroll back up, right, DSLR shooter, the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics rock, right? So you should have followed up with your card, your end screen, link in the description above the fold, pinned comment, videos either about the Rodecaster Pro or about the Wireless Go microphones. Because you know those people have those or they want those and they're interested in that.
Do you see what YouTube's doing? This is exactly what Dee is saying. Look what YouTube is doing that you're not. That go wireless on the Rodecaster Pro. YouTube is now recommending relevant and performing content that is true to that target, right?
And
features the Rodecaster Pro.
To these channels.
Features the Rodecaster Pro has that you didn't know from, Connor Wells. How compelling is that title? I've got a Rodecaster Pro. Well, what features does it have that I'm not aware of? Let me watch that video. That goes perfectly after the Go Wireless on the Rodecaster Pro. My top 5 Rodecaster Pro tips and tricks. YouTube is doing the thing that you need to be doing and get ahead of it. All right, my man? Everybody out there, recommend more similar content on the same topic if you have it so that you can start gaining traction and getting people to watch your next video and not going, I don't care about the Vocal Air. I was really here for the wireless. I was learning more about the Rodecaster Pro. I kind of get what you were doing here, go wireless, but it was really about go wireless on the Rodecaster Pro. That was the real target. It wasn't just learning wireless systems. It was related to the Rodecaster Pro. Follow up with Rodecaster Pro. You do not have a link in the description above the fold, maybe below. You have some. Nope, you've got a link to B&H Photo and an Amazon. So now you're trying to sell it. That's fine, affiliate links, but you've got nothing pushing to another piece of content here. And when you had the option to put a pinned comment to go, let me use that to push them towards another piece of my content, you went, what wireless system do you use? And how many replies did you get? 0. So you didn't effectively do anything there but put words in. I know you were trying to create engagement, but the engagement you should have been trying to create was to click through to another video. The number one thing that you should be doing in any video is getting people to watch that video as far through as possible. The second most important thing right behind it is in that video, the next most important thing you should be doing is getting that viewer to watch another piece of your content. All right. So leverage all the things that work in your favor. Do you have a similar piece of content on the same topic that explores a different aspect that viewer who already likes this one, who's already watching it, might want to go, oh, I want to learn that other thing about the Rodecaster Pro. Leverage that.
Yeah, and just as a heads up on the Rodecaster Pro, they have a new firmware beta release. So you can get in on that early, right? And start figuring out all the new things about the beta release. You could build out multiple videos on the Rodecaster Pro talking about the new things they added with this new firmware when it comes out. So there's a lot of opportunity here that I think you're missing out on.
Yeah. And it's just, and listen, if it sounds like we're picking on you, we don't mean that at all. We really want, you've got some really strong traffic signals, especially with the Canon M50. Some of the Rodecaster stuff is done pretty well. That other video is almost up at 1,000 views, and that's a huge accomplishment when you're at 267 subscribers, which is fantastic, but you're still a small channel. You're trying to leverage what's connected. Looks like the Canon M50 did well. Looks like the Rodecaster Pro did well. So come back to that well, and let's see how you can leverage it and create a view funnel around that content. More Rodecaster content, more Rodecaster Pro content, linking to more Rodecaster Pro content, more Canon M50 Mark II content, leading to more Canon M50 Mark II content. All right?
Right. Focus on getting them to watch another video.
Yep.
And the best way to do that is to give them more what they clicked for.
All right, let me go here really quickly. Paste, boom. We've got Perfect Storm GG. Let me see if I can find the channel. Perfect Storm GG. Here we go. D. Have at it.
Perfect Storm GG. Okay, channel art. I have no idea what's going on with your channel art. I see some sort of a anime-looking tornado. Scrolling down here. I don't know. Okay, channel name. I don't know what it is, but that's fine. You can have a different channel name. Yep. I don't know what your channel art's about. Join the Perfect Storm family. I don't know what this is about. Unnecessary. Scrolling down to your uploads. When you just go hard in Fortnite. Okay, so your gaming channel.
Okay, look how many things
okay.
D had to go through before he figured out that one of the things you talk about is gaming. That's
yeah, Fortnite. Right, I had to go through this process.
He went, don't know. Finally, on the fifth thing he looked at, wait, now I see Fortnite. Messaging, so important.
And, okay, so now you are on Fortnite. There's nothing in that thumbnail that says Fortnite to me.
Nope.
Right? Nope. You're putting your Perfect Storm tornado in there, which is fine. I get the whole branding thing, but that's taking up your entire thumbnail. You've got sweaties on there, and then the white
sweatiest. What is it?
Sweatiest, and then the small text is too small. They can't read it. It's going to be hard on a mobile device as well. But you don't need to put that branding on there so large. It's simply just not necessary. I would actually remove, if you want to put the little tornado somewhere in the corner really small for branding purposes, that's fine. Remove Perfect Storm. It just adds confusion to the thumbnail, right? Think absolutely. Go to search for Fortnite. Search for anything Fortnite. And let's look at these thumbnails.
What do you see?
I see successful Fortnite videos is what I see. Everything in the messaging of the thumbnails screams Fortnite. The messaging speaks to an audience who's interested in Fortnite, right? As they scroll through, they understand the imagery. Everything makes sense to them. The colors are there. The fonts are easy to read. Everything is bold. Everything is colorful. That's Fortnite. So when you're making your thumbnails about Fortnite, think about this. Think about messaging. Think about your imagery that Fortnite viewers will immediately understand, even if they didn't read your title.
Yeah. And super compelling titles. There's a reason in one day that he drove over 500,000 views.
Unbelievable.
Epic just saved Fortnite. Oh, really? What did they just do? What was the change that made Fortnite? Because sometimes Fortnite, they have the updates, they have the new releases, and it's like, my son's a huge Fortnite player, and sometimes he's like, oh my God, they ruined it with this newest update. So maybe there's a new update that's something really compelling. Go, whoa, wait, what happened here? Did they just do something fantastic? Those are the kind of things you want to leverage when you start, not Perfect Storm. When you just go hard in Fortnite, got you 4 views because the packaging and the messaging was completely off. It said Fortnite, but I don't see it. I don't get what that is. I'm the same thing. Join the Perfect Storm family. It's just all over the place. Upload shorts. There's no content strategy. You haven't been able to get the messaging clear in your packaging, and you haven't put all of those pieces together in your catalog to develop a larger content strategy that would get that viewer to watch multiple pieces of your content, because they aren't watching the first one. So step number 1, get them to watch the first one, and then once you got them watching and you kept them watching, get them to watch another piece of content. Trying to figure out what's going on here. PAX South 2020, Adele. What is this, an Adele song? Cover song? So you got cover songs in here, and you got gaming, and you've got, what is this, you're reviewing a taco place? So now it's a food channel. Again, this is so, get this stuff, figure out what it is you are. Yeah, get a value proposition. What's your niche? Who's the target audience? Why should they watch your channel? Okay? Get in a lane, stay in the lane, all right? Try to figure out what works, who you're trying to serve. You're trying to serve people who are interested in restaurant reviews. You're trying to teach people, trying to serve people who are interested in the Fortnite experience. Pick the thing you're trying to do. If you try to be all things to everyone, you will be nothing to anyone, okay? You really need to dial it in and say, listen, the whole platform of YouTube is nothing but a series of conversations, and you need to decide which conversation you want to be in and what you have to add to that conversation, okay? You can't go wandering around and just start talking about anything in the world and have people expect to go like, yeah, I'm in, you know, because you'll lose them. Figure out the things that you want to communicate. You want to talk about gaming and specifically how to play Fortnite and wins in Fortnite and Fortnite strategies and new updates to Fortnite and things that might be happening in the Fortnite world. Do that and see if you can be successful at it. But
so
dropping
Daniel,
Torchy's taco review, Houston, Texas, doesn't scream Fortnite to me.
and we do love tacos, though. We
do.
love tacos. So here's a question. This is a great question. I actually saw two people asking this in the chat. That's why I pulled this up. So let's head wherever. Says, what do you recommend in a pinned comment? What are some best practices? So I'm going to put my 2 cents here. So pinned comment can be a link out to whatever your channel goals are, right? So if you're trying to grow your channel, then it makes sense to link out to another relevant video to the one they just watched or a relevant playlist, right? The idea is they watched one video. We talked about the Rode or the Rodecaster in the tech channel, right? People came there looking for that information. The relevant thing to link out in the pinned comment would be a playlist or a single video linking out to more videos about the Rodecaster, if that makes sense, right? Playlist or a single video. However, if your goal is to make money, it could be an affiliate link. It could be a link out to your own product. It could be a link out to your newsletter. It could be a link out to your website where you're trying to generate leads. It can be whatever you want it to be based on your channel goals. But one thing, don't just throw a link in there. Give them a reason to click. Tell them what it is, right? If you're linking out to another video, tell them exactly, put the title in there. Tell them why they should click that link. I like to put a little emoji on mine. I put like a little fire emoji or a little hand pointing to it, just because when people are scrolling through, that little colorful emoji can draw attention. Oh, here's a little emoji caught my eye. Then I tell them what it is, and I tell them why. I don't even say watch next. And then I write a short little title, and then I link out to the next video or the product or whatever it is that I want to link out to. Daniel, you have any tips on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan. Hey, I'll share my screen really quickly. This is a video that's on my channel that's got just under 1.3 million views. It was just a simple editing trick showing people how to do a specific Zach King editing technique where he bounced a ping pong ball off of his hard surface. It landed in a pan and it broke open and turned into a fried egg. Really simple thing. And when I made that, I made sure that in my description, above the fold, meaning before you have to click show more, I put a link in there that used emojis to make it pop a little bit, little lightning bolt. Zach King quick change close effect. It's another Zach King technique that I'm teaching. I use some emojis and the link, and I put it right there. And when it comes to a pinned comment, I copied that entire thing and repeated it right down in my pinned comment. Here's why. Let me explain. So someone's watching this video, right? Here's someone watching along. Oh, it's a Zach King video. Edit, learn to edit like Zach King and Filmora. Guess what? If they come across my card and that pops up about 3/4 of the 80% of the way through, it pops out and says, hey, want to learn another Zach King trick? You can learn how to do this quick change close effect. People are going, oh, that's cool, Daniel. I might check that out. I'm going to finish watching this one. They get to the end of my video. Guess what happens? If you want to learn another one, why don't you check out this Zach King quick change close technique? Someone goes, oh yeah, I just kind of saw that in the card. I actually do want to watch that. But Daniel, I want to leave you a comment. I really liked this video. I want to tell you that I really enjoyed it. They scroll down and they pass by without having to click show more a link that has emojis that makes it pop. Hey, if you liked this video, maybe you should check out how to do the quick change close effect. And they go, yeah, that's fantastic. Daniel, I will click that. Let me just leave a comment. I'm going to go down here and leave a comment. Guess what? I've copied and pasted that exact same thing below it. Hey, if you liked what you saw, why don't you think about checking out this Zach King close effect? So as they're telling me, hey, Daniel, I really like this video. Hopefully they're saying nice things. They are sandwiched with the exact same recommendation above and below. I've hit them 1, 2, 3, 4 places with the exact same recommendation. So no matter what viewer does anything with any of my recommendation, it sends back one specific traffic signal to YouTube that I've brought all the way through down to the pinned comment, so that I'm getting that same traffic signal to go to YouTube, something they can leverage. They can start to go, hey, when people watch Daniel's Zach King, how to edit like Zach King video, a lot of them seem to be watching the how to do the Zach King quick change close effect. Why is that? Because I recommended it all the way through that line, card, end screen, link in the description above the fold, and pinned comment. And I made the pinned comment very crystal clear and simple, little emojis right there, floating right on top. Pin the comment so that no matter how many comments come in below, my comment always stays up top. Important to pin it.
Scroll up a little bit.
Get rid of this mess.
Okay, your guy in the picture, the next time you want to save some money, take a screenshot of this. Ready? You're welcome.
Man, I need you. What am I doing? I'm using the wrong one. You got to change clothes. I need you to have a half a different clothes on, though. You have to change clothes.
I got that exact shirt in the closet.
Man, I got this. That's awesome. Yeah, so real simple stuff like that. Yeah, best practices for anything you do, be intentional. Economy of words, keep it simple. So be intentional about what you're doing. Try to keep it simple so it's easy for the viewer to understand. If you're going to put a pinned comment, make it very simple to read. Maybe use a little emoji here and then make it pop so as they're starting to scroll past or they're putting their comment, yours kind of pops a little bit more. You know, don't be afraid to use some things to make it jump out like that. And then just be really intentional about your content strategy. So you're always pushing them towards something intentional, something very specific that you've thought about and went, I think this will work well from this video to send them to this thing next. Let me be intentional and really push all my efforts into getting them from here to there. All right. That's why when you go through McDonald's drive-through or a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through or whatever your place is, they don't go, is there anything else on the menu that you would like to try, and start listing 100 things. They do one single suggested sell. Would you like to supersize that? Would you like fries with that? Would you like an apple pie? There's always one thing that they go, this is where we're pushing right now. We're going to go one direction, try to get you to do one thing. It's a yes or no choice. Do that, simplify it, and you'll have a better chance of success because you're not going to overwhelm people with choice paralysis.
I love that. American English with this guy asks, should the link above the fold be the first text in the description? No. So I believe you get like 3 lines on a desktop. Put it down on that 3rd line if you're going to do that. Use the text. Use those first 2 lines for actual keyword-rich text that you can put in there. Put an actual description that's conversational. You don't want to just keyword stuff that thing, right? But you want to make sure it ends up above the fold. And another thing to note that on a mobile device, it currently that doesn't exist. Or on a mobile device, it doesn't happen. You have to tap in to see all of that. But for desktop users, that above the fold is important.
Yeah. And here's a perfect example. Pull my screen up one more time.
Here comes again.
Coming at you. So what I did here is the name of the video. When we talk about not keyword stuff, not just trying to stuff the whole title back in there randomly, like I'm just going to copy and paste it. And the name of this video was intentionally Edit Like Zach King with Filmora 9. So when I got down to the description, it's a little harder to read here, but I put that into conversational English, but use the exact words to have it make sense. Want to learn how to edit like Zach King with Filmora 9? I'll show you how. That I made it into a sentence, right? And there I had optimized that title back down into the description. And then below that, I put my link to another video, very specific video. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm people. Try to get very simple, easy to understand maneuvers that the viewer can engage with. And that's how you can grow a channel quickly.
Nailed it. And on that note, man, we powered through some channels today.
We sure did. Boy, I have to thank all of you for hanging out with us today and asking really great questions about things that you're trying to figure out in your channels. Some of these channels that we looked at today are really fantastic. You guys have done some really cool things out there. Poltergeist, I love what you guys got going over there. But everything from the food channels to the gaming channels, there's a lot of positive things that we see out there. Find that positivity in yourself. Find that thing that you're doing well. Find the thing that you're doing that's connecting with your target audience and start recognizing that when you look at your channels. Look at your channels the same way that we look at your channels from the outside in. I know that's hard. I know it's like the channel is your baby. Those videos are your children. But I want you to think about your channel objectively. Just go, listen up. There's a discussion here. There's things I'm going to do right. There's things I'm going to do wrong. I'm going to try to figure out what things are really connecting that I'm doing right and repeat them. And the things that I'm not doing so well, I'm going to try to improve those so that my channel will grow faster and will perform better with the target audience that I'm trying to reach.
Yeah. So if you have a question about YouTube or you're unclear about something that we talked about today, when this live stream processes, it's going to play back on the Streamyard channel. You can come back and you can ask a question there. Both of us will be coming back periodically to answer your questions as a comment. So thank you again for all of the awesome questions you guys asked. For everybody who got their channel pulled up, I really hope you take that advice and you make some changes on your channel because we want to see you succeed. And thank you, Daniel, for joining me today and pulling up these channels. And thank you, Streamyard, for allowing us to come on and host this on your channel. Hope everybody has an awesome weekend, a fantastic week. And Daniel, parting words?
Parting words. We will see you the second Saturday of every month right here on the Streamyard channel doing channel reviews. So if we didn't get to pull you up again today, come back next time when we promise we'll try to get to you, okay?
All right. Have a great one, everybody. Cheers.
Peace.